Well, how is this one gonna go today? We are back ready to rock and roll. Hey guys, how you going? So down BKRsport, we are live as the Gold Coast Titans. My Gold Coast Titans will be taking on the New Zealand Warriors. The New Zealand Warriors in a game that, look, it could honestly be a blowout here for the Warriors as they look to set a statement with the Roosters and the Sharks obviously making statement wins over the last couple of weeks. The Warriors and the Panthers are on notice and they need to have a statement win here, but obviously the Titans are a team that the Warriors find quite tricky. Since 2020, I think they've only won about 3 times. They've really struggled against this Gold Coast Titans unit, even when the Titans have been playing really poorly across the season. For example, when they came 4th last in 2024, and obviously the Titans ran out 66-6 winners at Cbus Super Stadium where this game is. So whilst the Warriors are fully expected to come in here and get the job done, we've obviously also been seeing the Titans play a lot better footy recently, and they've been putting themselves in a place where they can try to avoid that bottom 4 again. Which would be really positive for a team that's at the very beginning of a new rebuild, a rebuild after a rebuild after a rebuild. This team is constantly going through a rebuild. But the point of the matter is that you can't think about the past. You just have to think about the now, and you have to think about the future. And with the Titans, obviously things are looking a lot more positive. But with that being said, if you're going to look at this game realistically, you'd say based off of the season so far and based off of everything we know, the Warriors should be getting the job done. But the Warriors fans did beg me to put them on fraud alert last week. Well, you Warriors fans, you did beg me to put you on fraud alert, and I did it. I put my hands up and I did what you asked me to do, because I have actually been quite nice to you this year. Even when you lost to the Sharks 10-8, I didn't put you there, and I probably should have. But last week, listen, you forced me to do it. So, look, this is going to be an interesting game where there is a world where the Titans can shock this one and surprise, but the more realistic and likely reality is probably that the Warriors go and get a convincing win, with the fact that they do have to set that statement. But look, we'll see. The Titans obviously get quite a few home games in a row here to finish off this season. There's only one more away game for the Titans actually this year, which is against the Knights in 2 weeks' time. Outside of that, they play the Warriors, the Cowboys, the Sharks, the Rabbitohs, and the Dolphins all at home, all back-ended home games, which is a positive for them, and hopefully they can get something going here for the home fans. And look, the top 8 is out of reach, and winning the premiership is obviously not on the cards for us, whilst the premiership is on the cards for the Warriors. And a loss here today isn't detrimental in terms of the finals and the back end of the season, but it would just really kind of it would remind you about what happened last year and what happens in recent years with the Warriors, where they do seem to get to this point of the season and then fall off a little bit of a cliff and struggle for some major form, which is, I guess, what we saw just the other week against the Dragons, where they struggled and lost 20-12. They won 20-12, but they did struggle to kind of get past that, and it was controversial, into that Bulldogs game where they did lose 18 points to 6. And you look at it and you go, well, look, it's starting to get a little bit shaky, but I'm not willing to say that the Warriors are falling off a cliff like they did last year. I'm not willing to say that just yet. So they need to go and win here today for their own sake. Again, if they lose, no matter what, they're still going to be playing finals this year. But you need to be winning this game here against a bottom 5 opponent, the Gold Coast Titans. You just need to. There's no excuses here. And ultimately, look, you just need to get the job done. If you're going to win a premiership, you have to be winning games like this. Last week was a disappointing one where you lost 18-6 to the Canterbury Bulldogs, and it was actually a really convincing loss as well. And that was only still 1-12, but it was still a really convincing loss there to the Canterbury Bulldogs. So you just need to go and get the job done here today. But guys, before we do get into the 2-team lineups and get into this game, I do need to put it out there. Again, as you guys always know, a little bit of a disclaimer. I am a Gold Coast Titans fan. I do support my team. I am passionate for my team. I'm just like you, but I just do it on live stream, right? And I stream every single game. But when it comes to the Titans games, obviously I'm a lot more full on behind my team. But as you guys know as well, I do have a bit of a soft spot for the Wars. And if it's not the Titans playing, I get around the Sharkies for my mum. But other than that, I'd like to see the Warriors go well and do well. So no matter what you hear here today, I have a major soft spot here for this Wars team, but you are going to hear a more pro commentary for the Titans. And if they are disappointing, it's going to be more focused on the Gold Coast Titans here today. So I know we have a large Warriors and New Zealand support base here in this community on BKRsport. And it's awesome that every week we get so many Warriors fans watching our streams and enjoying the streams. But just know that today you are taking on my team. So it's not going to be as pro, you guys, as you may like, and you obviously are going to hear a more focused commentary in towards the Gold Coast Titans. But I know you can understand that, and if you've watched this channel long enough, you know who I am, so you know it's not malintention. It is just me supporting my team, as I'm sure you guys do with your ones. But we're going to get into the game here today and rock and roll as we've got a big Super Saturday, and it's actually quite a fun Super Saturday, really. You know, we've got Titans versus Warriors here, which could be a little bit of a sneaky, spicy one. Then we've got the Panthers versus the Raiders, the return of the Mudgee game from last year, which was one of the best games of last year, and ended in absolutely excruciating fashion for the Panthers, as you saw Ethan Strange run down the length of the field and Kyle Weeks scoring. That's going to be a massive game right after this in Mudgee. And then we've got Broncos versus the Knights, which, you know, the Knights need to win. Broncos season is done, but the Knights need to win. But they've lost Dylan Brown, Dylan Lucas, and they're in a really tough spot of their season where they're not guaranteed for the top 8 right now. Like, they're still not guaranteed by any stretch of the imagination for the top 8. So they need to go and get the job done here. So I'm just shifting that a little bit over there. That's done. The Knights just need to go and win. Otherwise, you know, the Bulldogs are coming. The Penguins are there. You've also got the Manly Seagulls will still be in range. The Raiders, if they get a win against the Panthers today, they could be within range. It's going to be a really close fight for the end of the season. But a couple of weeks ago, I did say the top 8 probably will remain the same. However, we already have seen a change of that. But the Cowboys do still, / the Penguins, they do still have more wins than the Bulldogs. It's just that obviously the Cowboys haven't had their bye yet. But a bye only means something if the team you're going up against in regards to like the ladder will lose their game. Like if the Bulldogs go and win every game for the rest of the season, then the bye doesn't actually matter there for the Penguins, right? So look, overall, it's going to be an interesting run to the finals. But let's get into this game here today, and let's rock and roll with the Gold Coast Titans taking on the New Zealand Warriors. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you are new around here. Let me know your thoughts in the chat. The game starts in about 30 minutes time. Now, the Titans, they come to this game from 13th. The Warriors come to this game from 3rd, and this is at Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast, which is in West Auckland, because you're about to hear a lot of Warriors fans there today. Now, the ins for the Titans, AJ Brimson and Curtis Moran, with the outs being Lachlan Elias and Siali Faimani. You go to the fullback, which is Keanu Kenny, Special K. I know you New Zealand fans love him because he is your fullback in the internationals. The wingers are Dean Jeremiah and Philip Sami, the centers of Jojo Fafita and AJ Brimson. The 5'8" is Jaden Campbell, with the halfback being Zane Harrison. The man himself, front row forwards, Mikey Fodawaker, who's the captain, and Tino Fa'asua Malawi, with the number 9 being Oliver Pascoe. The back row is Adam Aho and Bo Firma, with the 13 being Chris Randall. And then the interchange is Curtis Moran, Josh Paxton, Cleese Haas, the best Haas in the damn world business, baby. Could buy Sam Verrills and Jalen de Groot, with Josh Hannay as the coach. And doesn't show me the referees today, so I'm assuming it's probably going to be someone quite new. But God bless us as well, because I'm seeing the fact that we're listening to Blocker Roach and Kevin Walters in the commentary, and that is an absolute nightmare. I feel like, I don't know if I've woken up. It's 9:30 a.m. over here in Kazakhstan right now. I feel like I haven't woken up, and this is just an absolute nightmare right now, seeing that we're going to be listening to commentary from Kevin Walters and Blocker Roach today for this game. But at least you got me here. But also, if you're a Warriors fan, that's not amazing. To be fair, usually is. Just not today. just not today. But look, this Titans team, they've been finding a much better form recently. Obviously, they've won 2 games in a row. Controversial for their 3rd game there, where they did lose the Melbourne Storm, but they did beat the Dragons 38-18 last week, which ultimately avoided the wooden spoon for 2026, which is nice. It was really nice to know that basically no matter what here, we won't be getting the wooden spoon. And that's essentially the season done for the Titans. It means that basically nothing's going to happen from here on out. So we can play with some really just open, gameplay. We can just throw the ball around a little bit. There's no pressure, because at the end of the day, yeah, sure, we want to avoid the bottom 4, but there's not really too much on offer. They avoid the spoon, they come at 8. It's like whatever, wherever you finish in that bottom 9, right? So yeah, they won 38-18 over the Dragons. They beat Manly Seagulls 38-32. Which was nice as well, but they did give up a lot of points in that game. And then you go back to that Storm game where they lost 22-18 after that bye. But if you look at the Titans this season, defensively, they've been far better than what they have been for many, many a year. 459 points against them through 18 games. That's behind the Panthers, the Roosters, the Warriors, the Sharks, the Dolphins, the Rabbitohs, the Knights, the Bulldogs, and the Manly Seagulls, and that's it. So they are actually the 10th best defense in the competition right now, which is something I take, which I know is I know is a little bit like, well, it's 10th. It's not that great. But for a Titans fan, overall throughout our history, we've always had a really poor defense. And it's usually in that bottom four. It's usually last or second last, right? So being in 10th is an improvement, especially in Josh Haney's first year with the club, as he's trying to really establish himself as the coach of this franchise. So I really take that in terms of the defense. And look, the attack has started to come in recent weeks as well. It's been a really poor year for the attack. I'll actually start off with the attack here and say they've scored 373 points this year, which just simply is not good enough. It's behind all 12 teams above them, but it's actually above all 4 teams below them. So they are 13th for the old attack there. With that being said, actually, wait, hold on a second. Where is it? So they're on 373. Bulldogs 378. Okay, so the Titans are actually in 12th for attack. No, because they'll score more than 5 points here, you would assume. As long as they don't get done to nil, they should be getting 5 points here today. They're one game behind the Bulldogs, so they're actually probably in 12th for the old attack, and the Bulldogs are in 13th for the attack because they've had that extra game there. So that is a relative positive. You are seeing the 10th best defense, and then you are seeing the 12th, best attack there, which probably does suggest that the Titans could push themselves into that 10 through 12 range. When you look at the points for and the points against, usually it does equal itself out, other than the Cowboys, but the Cowboys are now starting to regress back into a position that makes sense in terms of their points for and their points against, right? So if you look at the Titans, they've actually got a bit of a positive trajectory here where 10 through 12 is absolutely a positive range. I actually predicted them for where they are right now pre-season. I said 13th. I said they just finished out of the bottom 4 because it's the first year of Josh Haney, but they're still not quite the perfect product yet. But again, there's been a lot more a positive of a trajectory in the last couple of weeks, and hopefully this club is starting to really buy into what Josh Haney is trying to produce. And obviously, only about 5 games to go. Actually, only 5. Is it 5 games to go? This game, Warriors, Cowboys, Knights, Sharks, Rabbitohs, and Dolphins. No, so 6 games to go, 5 rounds after this one. And look, realistically, they probably only need to win about 3 more games, which is still a lot. But, they still need to probably win about 3 games, and that'll guarantee them outside of the bottom 4. And it's a bit of a tricky schedule, but at least they've got those home games. So, look, that is the Titans for today. And, look, I think that overall, just depends on what Titans teams turn up. If they turn up like they did against the Dragons, they'll look good. But also, when you look at that Titans-Dragons game, you compare it to yesterday's Dragons versus Dolphins game, where the Dolphins had the ability to do what the Titans did down that left edge of the Dragons, but the Dolphins just didn't put them away as much as they really should. Dragons' right side defense is absolutely awful at the moment. So that was a really disappointing performance there from the Dolphins, and that's why we criticised them quite heavily. But yeah, the Titans had a good game last week, but also, the Dragons are in 17th for a reason, right? And that's why the Titans were able to get a lot of good movement there and were able to get a pretty healthy 38-point win. They've actually scored 38 points in both their last 2 weeks. So 96 points across the last 2 weeks. So this Titans team can obviously attack across these last couple of weeks, but they're going up against teams out of form. But it's not like the Warriors are necessarily in form too, but their defense is obviously a lot better than those 2 clubs. Now let's move over to the New Zealand Warriors, where their ins are Eddie Jeremiah Tuava and Riley Price, the outer Dimitri Mulga and Tane Tuolpiki, who was a product from the Gold Coast Titans. Fullback is Charles Newell, Clockstad, with the wingers being Delamatini Zalesniak and Alofiana Khan, Pereira the speedster. Then you got Ali Leotawa and Leka Halasima in the centres. Wow, Halasima goes in the centres. I did hear that Rocco Berry is actually probably off to the Melbourne Storm, by the way, which is huge news. Then you got the 5'8", Chanel Harris Tavita, with the halfback being Tamani Martin. Front row, James Fisher-Harris was the captain, and Mitchell Barnett. And number 9 is Wade Egan. And then the back row, Kurt Catewell and Jacob Laban, with the 13 being Aaron Clark. Now the interchange, Adam Pompey, Sam Healy, Tanner Smith, Luke Metcalf, Eddie Jeremiah Tuava, and Riley Price, with the coach being Andrew Webster. Interesting selection here of Leka Halasima into the centres. I do think that he's much better in that back row. With that being said, though, Leka Halasima hasn't had a fantastic year this year. Maybe chucking him into the centres might actually work out for them. Maybe that might be the play. But overall, I want to see more from Leka Halasima, because we know that he's Leka the Wrecker for a reason. It's just that it hasn't been much wrecking so far this year, whether it be due to injury or it be due to different situations. Hasn't been the best of years for a guy with such unbelievable talent that we do see from Leka Halasima. So I'm looking forward to him having a big game here today, but he is going up against a very good defensive centre of Jojo Fafita, who obviously played Origin this year for the Queenslanders and had a fantastic breakout season there in Origin for Queensland as well, Jojo. So Lekker's not going to find it easy, but the biggest thing for me with the Warriors today, they have to get back to their attacking ways. And I said this before last week, and that was my major concern, that the Warriors this season, compared to last season, are actually quite similar in a lot of ways. It's just that in the first half of the year last year, it was all-out defense, top 4 defense, but attacking-wise, when they had Metcalf there, they were actually in about 10th or 11th for the old attack. So they weren't in the top 8 for the attack, but they were in the top 4 for the defense. So when they were in the top 4, it was all because of their defense, and they were able to grind out results. But then when Luke Metcalf went down and also Mitchell Barnett went out, the Warriors completely fell off a cliff, weren't scoring much, and also the defensive line was completely shattered. And then obviously we saw them peter out towards the back end of the year before the Panthers did whoop them in the finals to knock them out. And then we go to this year, where they actually improved their attack. And that was really good because Tanner Boyd came in and they were flying attacking-wise, and defensively they were still great. They were top 4 for both categories, and that's why they've been in the top 4, and they've been unbelievable to watch. But then Tanner Boyd gets injured, and also Jackson Ford, who's been incredible this year, got injured. And since then, they've really fallen off a cliff attacking-wise, because if you look at that game against the Tigers where they scored 32 points, you're like, well, the Tigers are giving up 50 points to pretty much everybody right now. They're giving up at least 30 points to pretty much everybody. The Tigers have been absolutely the worst formed team of the competition for the second half of the season. For whatever reason you want to claim, they still have been, right? So that's not exactly a great proving point. They beat the Dragons 20 points to 12, where we all know that the attack wasn't exactly flowing in that game, but at least they got 20 points. They only scored 6 points against the Dogs last week, and it's you saw the Storm, who had all of their players out, Jerome Hughes, Munster, Harry Grant and the likes. They, were able to get a pretty hefty score against them last night. Even though they did lose, they still scored 22 points in that game against the Bulldogs. So, the Warriors' attack isn't flowing. You go back to that Dolphins game where they lost 26 to 24, and you just get a little bit of an icky feeling. The 10-8 loss to the Sharks. Obviously, the 28-18 loss to the Panthers, which was a lesser Panther squad. They did have Nathan Cleary, Isaiah and Brian To'o out of that game, but they lost 20-18. But then this Titans team went and beat that Panthers team a couple of weeks after, 19-18 at Seabus, with the same players out. So there is a concern here in terms of the attack, but it wasn't for the first half of the season. It's just that now, at the crucial part of the year, the Warriors have scored 496 points through 18 games, which is a lot more than what the Titans have. And the Titans, I've already spoken about how their attack's been really poor throughout this season. But 496 is behind the Panthers, the Roosters, the Sharks, the Dolphins, the Rabbitohs, and that's it. They're in 6th for the attack, which is still far better than what it was last year. But this is also really helped by the beginning point of the year. That first half of the year with Tanner Boyd was when they were getting all of these points and the attack was absolutely flowing. So whilst they've got all those points and they are in the top 6 there for the attack, that does come down to a period that was before now, because it hasn't been seen recently. But then defensively, they've been absolutely outstanding. 306 points against is the second best defensive team in the league, just behind the Panthers. They're 255. So the Warriors are clearly the second best defensive team in the comp. So that shows that the defense hasn't changed from last year to this year, but the attack has changed from last year to this year, but that was also the first half. So are we going to see this Warriors team continue to be what they were at the beginning part of this season and really find a bit more consistency, which I believe they were going to find, or are we going to see them revert to what we saw last year, where at this point of the year, they definitely didn't play like a top 8 team, and at the end of the season, when it got to the finals, they were playing like a dead set bottom 6 team. So the Warriors need to really establish themselves here today. They need to go out there and they need to win this one and win it well. Because if you only win by a couple of points, whilst that'll just be good for you to keep yourselves up there in the minor premiership race, and that'll be good to get yourselves, some confidence with a win after that Bulldogs loss, I really feel like at this point of the year, you're making the top 8. Now you need to prove why you're in the top 8, and you need to show why you're a big dog team contending. The Sharks have done that. The Roosters have done that. Whilst the Panthers haven't done that quite just yet, the point is that the Panthers have won 4 premierships out of the last, 5 years. Last year they still made the prelim, but the point matter is that the Panthers have been there and done it before. The Warriors have never won a premiership before, so they need to go out there today and they need to show why they deserve to be in the midst of these teams that Roosters won 82-18 or 82-12 against the Cowboys on Thursday night. The Dolphins By the way, next Thursday's game, Cowboys-Titans, yikes, that is a dribble of a Thursday game. But, the Dolphins still haven't proven themselves yet. But, the Sharks, they've gone and, got an absolute whooping of Manly and have been just whooping teams for fun recently. They've set themselves there. And then the Panthers are still the Panthers, right? And they are in first position for a reason and have beaten the Warriors this year. So it's time for the Warriors to stand up. It's time for the Warriors to say, hey, listen, we deserve to be amongst this core. We deserve to be a premiership contender right now. Technically speaking, they still need to win one more game for the rest of the season to actually guarantee themselves in the top 8 with 32 points, which obviously could just come today. But either way, their run home is the Titans away this week, the Panthers at home next week, the Broncos away the week after, the Rabbitohs away, the Knights at home, and then Manly at home. This team is home when it comes to the finals. Top 4 is not a guarantee quite just yet, because if you were to somehow lose this game here today, which really shouldn't be happening, but if you were to lose this game somehow today, you then have to take on the Panthers in New Zealand. And that is not an easy one that you want to be saying there. That is not a game that you want to be having to play after you've just lost to the Bulldogs, you've just struggled to beat the Dragons, and then if, say, you go and struggle to beat the Titans, or you lose the Titans, that's not the confidence and the momentum you need going into a Penrith game as they're looking to set a statement. And we need to see how they play against the Raiders here today. That's going to be a very interesting one there. So the Warriors, their run home does have, a lot of bottom-ish, no, probably more mid-range teams. After this weekend's 13th, they play 1st, they play 14th, they play 6th, they play 7th, and they play 10th. So a lot of those mid-range teams that make it quite tricky. At the end of the day, the Warriors are making the finals, but right now they want to get that top 4. Like regardless, top 6 will get a home final, but you want that double chance in that home final in week 1 from that top 4. And you don't want to finish in 3 and 4 either, because you don't have to travel away, lose that confidence and momentum, and then obviously have to play at home in the second week. But also that's just that extra game added on. You know what I mean? So overall, head-wise, you're taking the Warriors today. Head-wise, you're waiting for them to just make a statement. And head-wise, you're saying this Warriors team should just be too good for the Titans. Heart-wise, I'm obviously going to tip my boys, and I'm going to support my boys, and I'm going to say the Titans can get up here. And I do believe they can get up here for sure if they can play some exciting footy, but I'm just not convinced yet in the attack. And I also want to be quite hesitant in terms of back end of season footy when a team has nothing to essentially play for. We saw it with the Eels last year where they went on a massive run at the back end of the year and looked awesome, and then won the preseason and looked awesome, and then now they're currently in third last and have the worst defense in the league with 531 points. The third worst defense in the league. No, it will, could be. Like right now, the Eels played 18, the Tigers played 19, Dragons played 19. Eels give up 531, Tigers 573 and 569 for the Dragons. So look, the Eels could be the worst defense if you give them that extra game. And if they play the Tigers tomorrow. But the point matter is that, look, I'm gonna hope that my boys can do something here today and cause a little bit of a shock. That's ultimately all we can do at the moment in regards to just hurting and bashing into teams above us on the table that are fighting for spots in terms of that top 8 and in terms of top 4 and minor premiership and whatnot. So that's my prediction. Look, prediction head-wise, I'd take the Warriors to win this game. And head-wise, they should be winning this game 13 plus. They really should be. But there is concerns in regards to that. And obviously, I'm going to go for my Titans boys and say that we can get a little bit of an upset here and surprise the competition. But in regards to the ladder, the Titans are in 13th position on 18 points, equal with the Broncos, the Eels, and also the West Tigers. Now, the Titans have a minus 86, the Broncos minus 132, the Eels minus 182, and the Tigers minus 208. So if the Titans had to win this game, they would go equal with the Melbourne Storm on 20 points. Storm over minus 26, Titans minus 86. They're not going to be going above them because they would have to win by 61 points or more. So Titans with a win would actually just finish off the round in 13th position, but they would be equal with the Melbourne Storm. But if the Titans lose this game, well, the Broncos, they play the Knights today, later on tonight. That would mean if the Broncos won, the Titans would go down to 14th. And then if the Eels were to beat, one of the Eels or the Tigers, whoever won out of the Eels and Tigers, the Titans would then go into 15th position. But if it was a draw, Then the Titans actually go down into 16th position there. So they could end up coming back into that second last spot with a loss here, depending on other results. No matter what, they would be back into the bottom four because Eels and Tigers both play each other. But again, with a win, it would really push them away from that bottom four and it'd be very much a helping hand in regards to finishing off the season quite well. On the other side, though, the Warriors on 30 points, they are equal with the Sharks and the Dolphins. A couple of the Dolphins are there with their form recently. But the Warriors in third, plus 190 points differential. Sharks right on their throats with a plus 161. They play the Rabbitohs tomorrow. And then the Dolphins, they played yesterday against the Dragons and have a plus 90. They play the Broncos next week. But if the Warriors are to win this game, they would not go into the top two because the Panthers and Roosters are on 34 points. Warriors would go to 32 points, and that would essentially clear them for being the third place team by the end of this round because the Sharks would have to win by 29 more points than whatever the Warriors were to win by here today. So the Warriors are pretty much guaranteed for third by the end of the round, and they would keep their minor premiership hopes alive as they play the Panthers next week. But then again, the Roosters are really hoping that the Warriors will win against the Panthers next week, because then that means the Roosters, if they beat the Bulldogs, would actually be in the minor premiership spot just next week before they play the Panthers in 2 weeks' time. So Roosters are actually big Warriors fans next week. But if they win, yeah, they'll be in the third position. If the Warriors lose, however, well, they won't go below the Dolphins. They'd have to lose by over 100 points here today. But the Sharks, if they beat the Rabbitohs tomorrow, the Sharks would jump them and the Warriors would go into fourth position. And that is the lowest that they can go for now. But again, that will come down to next week, beat the Panthers, because if the Dolphins beat the Broncos, the Warriors would be out of that top four next week if results go against them. So with a win, they'll stay in third and keep their minor premiership hopes alive. With a loss, well, it's pretty likely that they'll go into fourth because the Sharks' form has been absolutely spectacular, even though I think it's writing on the wall the Rabbitohs go and beat the Sharks tomorrow when everyone's hyping up the Cronulla Sharks. We know them too well. I'm going to tip the Sharks 13+, but it is writing on the wall there in terms of writing on the wall with what the Sharks can offer and produce, and they could easily go and lose that game tomorrow. Even though I am still taking the Sharks 13+, I just don't trust them. I never will trust them. But the point is, the Warriors, you need to win. This is a must-win game for you. You need to establish yourselves and prove that you are very well deserving of your spot up here. I believe you are very well deserving of your spot up here. But who gives a shit what I think, really? At the end of the day, you need to be, at this point of the season, you need to be having your best form, like what you're seeing from the Roosters, like what you're seeing for the Sharks, because ultimately, these next 5 games don't really matter in terms of win-loss for these teams up the top. Because they're already guaranteed top 8, pretty much. But they do matter in terms of how you win them. And the Warriors, you need to go and show us that you can win this strongly and then go into the finals with an absolute bang. So, guys, let's get into the chat. Let's see what you are saying. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. 10 minutes to go until the game does kick off. Like I said, there will be Panthers versus the Raiders right after this game, and then we will have Broncos versus Knights after this one. And also, as you guys know, I have been super unwell lately. That's why I keep muting, because of the cough and whatnot. So I'm doing my best, and we're as consistent as ever. We haven't missed a single game of rugby league this year, and regardless of how sick I am, we will be live for all the games. So, just understand that if you hear me muting, or if you see me kind of like, I'm doing my best here, guys. I am doing my best, and hopefully I can enjoy this game here without losing my mind. Hopefully I can enjoy this game without losing my mind. But like I said, thumbs up, subscribe, and come to Gold Coast, baby. Cage, meant for 1 month. Let's go to Gold Coast. Fire up, Cage. Fire up, Cage 8. Edson says, hello, everyone. Anyone see the result of the Roosters game? That was insane. What do you mean, anybody see the result of the Roosters game? No. We didn't see the result of the Roosters game. What do you mean, anybody see the result of the damn well Roosters game? Hi to ONG says, after the BKR get around you, up the Gold Coast Titans says, taken Titans 1-12 on low scorer, Loffy and Firma try scorers. Yeah, don't mind it. Look, if I was to look for try scorers today, I'm going to back in my boy Keanu Kenny again. I'm going to back him in. I'm going to back into Special K, the big man. And then for the forwards, I will go... it's so hard to go away from Oliver Pascoe with his form so far this season. I am going to go, hopefully, Adam Mahal to have a big game. I'm just waiting for him to break out again. He's had a couple of games this year where he's been amazing. He's also had some games where he's been absolutely awful. I'm going to go with Adam Mahal to get something going here, but it's just so hard to trust in terms of the form that he has. For the Warriors, I'd be looking towards Loffy. Loffy should be scoring, but Phil Sami's got the speed, and Be interesting to see how Dean Yaramia goes up against this Warriors team today. And then the forwards wise, I'd be going towards the Jacob Laban. He's been in some pretty good form, try scoring wise, and yeah. So I'll go with the Warriors. Lofty Campera and Jacob Laban. For the Titans, I'm going Special K, Keanu Kenny, and also Adam Ho. Adam Ho. Sean says, want to make it, everyone. Get around your Sean. X-Factor says, Titans at the top of the table. Warriors stand no chance. This is true as well. Yes, this is true as well. And it says, hey, Blaze in chat. I think Wars win this one. Sorry, Blaze. Yeah, well, I think we all think that they probably do get it. But with that being said, the Titans have a very good record against the Warriors since 2020. Even though the last 2 games have been going to the Warriors, the fact of the matter is the Titans have a really good record against the Warriors since 2020. Where I think the Warriors have only won like 3 games or so against them since 2020. But, we'll see how it pans out here today. And I'm going to have the highest of hopes. But, at the end of the day, the Warriors struggled to put away the Dragons, and we whooped the Dragons last week. So hopefully that means that the Titans can, find a way to, get even closer or maybe even sneak a win against this Warriors outfit. Tiger Hood says, Titans are more in form. I'm just expecting a statement game for the Warriors, but they lose. The Wires are truly fraud and scammers, maybe even Penguin status. They're definitely not Penguin status, but obviously they are on fraud alert right now because we are a little bit concerned about their form recently. And I would say the Titans are more in form, but also against who? Against the Dragons and against Manly. Like, Dragons are 17th and Manly are playing like a bottom 4 team recently. So it's like, yeah, they've won 2 games in a row, but this is a major step up from those 2 opposition games. And the Warriors, obviously, they've taken on a Bulldogs team that's been playing some really good form recently and put themselves into the top 8. And, outside of that, they still haven't had great form. But the point of the matter is that, yeah, the Titans, you still don't know what they're going to offer here against a top 4 team comparatively to a team in the middle area of the table that's not playing like that high for them, and also a team that is in last position. By the way, I really need to put this out there. I have seen a global uprising of Dragons fans that have been complaining about the knock-on call not being called against Isaiah Katoa yesterday. It is the most astounding and absurd thing that I've seen that people are trying to claim that Isaiah Katoa has knocked that ball on. Like, you can look, there's no way that people genuinely believe what they're saying, and it just absolutely is major cope, because that ball has gone backwards quite literally 5 meters. I'm not even over exaggerating. He's knocked it at the 35 and it's gone back to the 30 where he's got it. And you've got Dragons fans, I'm not saying this to you, Annie, or Nathan, whatnot, but you've got a global uprising of Dragons fans on social media that are complaining about that being a knock-on. That is the most delusional take. If you are one of these people that are complaining right now saying Isaiah Katoa knocked that ball on, I really beg you to actually please watch the game and understand the game without your preconceived biases, because it is absolutely atrocious that we have people that are complaining. There were calls in yesterday's game that were incorrect, and referees make bad calls all the time. That absolutely was not one of them. There is no debate here. There is no controversy. It is not even close. Like, I don't actually comprehend in my mind how people are arguing as if that call cost them the game when it was the correct call, and there is no debate behind it. It went backwards 5 meters, man. Like, it went backwards 5 meters, and people talk about like momentum and shit. Bro, the word momentum needs to be killed off out of the NRL. It honestly needs to be killed off out of the NRL. He gets it back at the 30, and people are saying that it's a knock-on. Like, it's a 5 meter backwards, and people are saying it's a knock-on. It's the most astounding thing I've ever seen. So please wake up to whoever thinks like this. Whoever is believing that was a knock-on, please wake up, I beg. Because by you complaining about that call, it means that when the referees make an actual bad call, they don't need to be held accountable, because no matter what, they don't win. They make the right call here and you've got people complaining about it. They make the wrong call here and you've got people complaining about it fairly. Well, guess what? Who gives a shit from the referee's perspective if they're getting called, cheats and rigged and stuff here? Because over here, they're getting called the same thing. So it's like, why do they need to be held accountable if you're going to call rigged and wrong call and bullshit and blow up over here for the right call, and yet you do the same thing over here for the wrong call? This one's fair, this one's not. But from the referee's perspective, I don't give a fuck in regards to how to referee the game now, because no matter what, you don't win. No matter what, they don't win. So please, if you are a Dragons fan and you are complaining about that call yesterday, please stop, because you are literally incorrect. And it is astounding. So you've even got some Dragons content creators coming out now, like Chris Hassine and whatnot, who's come out and said, it's not a knock-on. it's quite clearly not a knock on. So thank you to actual Dragons creators who are coming out and saying that, because right now it is just such a ridiculous time. There are plenty of calls to claim. There are plenty of calls to complain about. Not that one. My goodness me. Like, it's just, it really is. It really is just absolutely mind-blowing that we're talking about this call from yesterday. But anyway, Michael Paul, let's go Waz. JJ says the Waz get off fraud alert and get the win tonight. I'm thinking the Titans deserve credit for the recent form, but I think Webby was frustrated after last week's. So Waz will be on tonight. I think that Webster and the Warriors should need to find form today for themselves to really... You can't let good teams have major breakout performances and major results like the 82-12 for the Roosters or the big win for the Sharkies over Manly. You can't let teams who are in your same vicinity make statement wins without a statement yourself. So yes, the Warriors should come in here today with a reason to go ham and to go crazy and to prove this attack isn't, disappointing, and prove this attack isn't going in a negative direction. You need it to go in a positive direction, and today's the day to do it against the Titans team that, look, their form's been okay, pretty good, but against who? So, no, the Warriors have no excuses here, and they need to come in and absolutely pump them. Mr. Vegemite Lover says, if Warriors lose/struggle today, do we think Metcalf comes back in next week? Well, I think it's a bold call. It's a sold-out game here today, by the way. I think it's a bold call because if you bring back in Metcalf, it's like, well, he's going to the Dragons next year. What's his buy-in? How much does he care about the Warriors, considering, he is now off and running to St. George in 2027? How much is the buy-in? This is what I've complained about with Parramatta in terms of Jonah Pezzett going to the Broncos and Luai at Parramatta going to Papua New Guinea. What is the buy-in from these guys that are going there for an individual season? Well, this is even lesser for Luke Metcalf and the Warriors. So potentially, but I doubt it. I think they'll keep Tamani Martin and Chanel Harris-Saveda there, but, it's a hard one to read, really, but they do need to really focus in and smash it in today. Jada says, I agree. Warriors need to win tonight for the Wars' sakes and to get back into form. Won't be easy as the Titans have been great and always can challenge all teams. Good luck to both, but up the Wars. If it wasn't for my Wars tonight, I would go for your Titans. Well, good luck. Best decision I ever made was taking an old man nap before the USC last weekend and not watching the Wars. Yeah, good point, Dan. Imagine trying to sleep after hate watching that. You were right to put them on fraud. Well, it's like the Warriors fans here begged me to put on fraud. At the end of the day, they have had some really worrying form recently besides the Tigers game, but whoop-de-doo against the Tigers. They've had some really worrying form recently, so that's why they're on fraud alert. And I think most Warriors and Warriors fans who watch their games are very well aware of why they're on fraud alert. It doesn't mean that they're scam, but there is quite a significant reason why they are on fraud alert right now. That doesn't mean they can't win the competition. It just means that there are major concerns right now surrounding the Warriors in terms of their form. But today has to be the day that they go and remove that and they go and slap. They have to slap it today. William says, hi, Blaze. Titans win. Go, boys. Hopefully the bunker will not spoil the game today. Tuamas, it's pretty cool watching you a live NRL game at 10 a.m. because we've never had that. Well, tomorrow it's even earlier. So tomorrow it's even earlier because the Sunday game's on at 9 a.m. for me, the starting game. I think the earliest one we've ever done was when I was in India. I think we were still half an hour behind this. So the first game tomorrow started at like 8:30 a.m. kind of deal. But yeah, this is 10 a.m. is what I've been doing the last 3 weeks on a Saturday. And then Sunday, like I said, is 9 a.m. start. So anyway, the Warriors are running out here for the game. They are running out here for the game. Next says, have they seen Borat from where you are now? Like they have. I think that for many years it was really hated in this country because it's a really bad stereotype, especially me being here in Kazakhstan. I can tell you it's an awful stereotype. But I think now they're taking a little more comical value towards it, but like no one cares about it. No one cares about it here. Sean James says, shirts off would be a good start. BK would be on fire if that happens, mate. On fire. Paul Brantley says, before this game starts, what can we expect from you? Storming off because the Titans are playing like Wombats, or your shirts off because they're winning and the Wires are playing like the Broncos? Well, I don't storm off. Like, at the end of the day, I don't end streams early, bro. Like, even when we lose by 50 points, like, I'm always here. But you will see a passionate reaction to the game, of course. I'm a Titans fan, just like I would expect from... Oh, this is Tino's 100th game, by the way. Tino's 100th game here today. Congratulations to Big T. But, no, like, at the end of the day, like, I will be passionately reacting to it, just like you guys react to your team. But it's just that, obviously, I do it on live stream, right? So, yeah, hopefully we get a good game here today. I have Warriors to win 13 plus. Halasima, try scorers over 49. Nate J says, mate, the Wars are on the decline. The Titans are on the incline. I think the Titans will pull their pants down comfortably. Well, we'll see how the pants come down here today. But the Titans will kick this ball off, and it will be the Warriors who receive this ball in the in-goal chance. He'll clock start off to James Fisher-Harris, and he'll get this ball out to the 10 on first tackle. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. I'm going to skip past a few of these comments here and get to the live chat so that I'm not too far behind. But it'll be second tackle now at the 18 for the Warriors. And let me just refresh this live score so you can see the live score moving and grooving underneath us as we are going along. There we go. And bang. All right. Third tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to be at the 25. They go to Aaron Clark, the ex-Gold Coast Titans boy, and he'll take this ball out to the 35 and 4 tackle. Andrew says the attack seemed lost last week and no to Metcalf unless the injury forces the change. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would, because I don't trust the buy-in. Jossie Parsons Dragons should be happy they didn't get the Penguin treatment. It was a close game. Well, the Dragons can't get the Penguin treatment because they're not in the top 9, but Keanu Kenny, he's going to bring this ball out here to the 20 on first tackle. And Zane Harrison gets it across to Dean Yeremia, who'll get it out to the 30 on second tackle now. I want to see a decent little game out of him. But Keanu Kenny with another strong run. He gets this ball to the 40 on third tackle now. Kurt Catewell's going to be careful with that. Yeah, 6 again. I knew that was coming. Kurt Catewell going to be super careful with that one. So first tackle here for the Titans, the 45, and on a pass go now to Jaden Campbell. Bowie Firma, come on, Bowie. Just hold the ball this week. He had a great game last week. His form has been a lot better recently, but Oliver Pascoe to the right-hand side of Tino Fa'asuamaleaui. And big Tino, he'll be at the 40 now on third tackle. Sigma says they get taxed on the money when it moves back to Australia from PNG. I'm not actually too sure how true that is. I know I've heard this. I know I've heard it, but I'm not too 100% sure. But attacking opportunity here for the Titans. Zane Harrison, short ball to Tino, and he's 15 metres away here from the line. Coming to Gold Coast, the Oliver Pascoe, quick play. Zane Harrison at the back here. Jaden Campbell. Okay, well, that's just a try for the Warriors. Jaden Campbell's just thrown an intercept for Dallin Martinez-Lesnack, and he's away. Oh, no, Keanu Kenny's going to get him. Oh, damn, I thought Dallin was... Why was Dallin jogging? Why was Dallin jogging just then? So the Warriors now, they're going to be on the attack. Second tackle. JC went for a big cut-out pass and was intercepted by Dallin, who runs his ball to the 40 on the tight side of the field. I don't know why Dallin Martinez-Lesnack was jogging. I thought that was a try for all days, but Keanu Kenny gets back and makes the tackle, and luckily for the Titans, they get back in the line, and we third tackle now at the 20 for the Warriors. That was really, really strange. He's lost the ball there, and it's a knock on. Come on. How have the Warriors not scored just now? How have the Warriors not scored just now? That's actually insane. That's amazing to me. That is amazing to me. How have you just... Well, that's actually insane. The Warriors get an intercept. They run 60 metres here. Martinez-Lesnack to the 20, the 30. He's not even next year than now when a grand final. They're not winning a grand final because you didn't want to play him. I disagree. I think you're ignoring a lot of key problems as well with playing Metcalf. Like, again, what's the buy-in from him? He's moving across to a different team next year, and Metcalf last year wasn't a great attacking player, and yeah, he had some really good form in regards to getting Dally M points, but overall the attack is not there with Luke Metcalf. He is really good in locking up a good run from Big Tino. Jeez, Big Tino with a massive run there to the 35 on fifth tackle. There's a lot of problems still playing Luke Metcalf. It's not just as easy, and also you're saying as if like the premiership is just one of Metcalf players, which definitely isn't the case, but Luffy gets absolutely rocked in the tackle. And it'll be first tackle here for the Warriors at their own 1. All right, good. Well, okay, the Titans can set their line here. Okay, well, this is a really good start here from the Gold Coast regardless. Besides that intercept, Leka Halasima is going to be taken down here at the 3 on second tackle now. This is a good start here from the Titans. Go out to the right to Dallin Martinez-Lesnack, who gets rocked back at the 10 on third tackle, sorry. And now Wade Egan. Oh my goodness me, nearly an intercept, but it will be fourth tackle now at the 15. Wade Egan, that didn't get touched. I don't know what you're talking about. And now at the 30. He's lost the ball. Oh, it's a penalty. You're kidding. Oh, geez. Today, geez, mate, this cough is really bad today. But that will be a penalty here to the Warriors. That will be a penalty to the Warriors. And it says, I wonder how many Warriors fans were at the game or if they ended up at Warswell today instead. Well, of course they're all here. It's sold out right now. This is West Auckland. Wars getting nowhere this set. Yep, well, we gave them away a penalty, Brenton, to allow them to get somewhere this set. Oh boy, easiest try save kid in his career. Well, yeah, because Dallin wasn't running anywhere near as hard as he should have been. First tackle here for the Warriors. They're going to be at the 50. They go out to the right hand side of Mitchell Barnett, and Barnett now he'll be at the 40 on second tackle. Second tackle, Wade Egan out to the left-hand side to Aaron Clark, and then off to Tamati Martin. Tamati Martin, good play here. Harris Tavita, Leka Alasima. Leka steps inside. That's Zane Harrison will make the tackle at the 9 on third tackle. Okay, Warriors, show us your attack here. So you want to see 6 again for the Warriors. Gee whiz, give it to them. Out of the right-hand side, Aaron Clark. Tamati Martin runs it himself. He will be taken down 3 metres out from the line. We usually do concede first, by the way. But even when wins, we just always, for some reason, decide to concede first. Charles Glockstad taken down by AJ Brimson at the 5 on second tackle. They roll it out of the left-hand side to Aaron Clark, and Aaron Clark will be 5 metres out now, third tackle. Come on, boys. Find a way to hold him out. Wade Egan out to Tamati Martin. Here's a good play. Here's an easy play. Tell him to Lesnack in the corner. That was way too easy. That was good attack there from the Warriors. The Titans defense was nowhere to be seen on that left-hand side. That was actually a really nice attack, and it's a great start there for the Warriors. You know, they had to get a couple of 6 against and a penalty to get themselves into this range, but at the end of the day, that was nicely played hands from the Warriors on this right-hand side. The Titans all just jamming in. There's nowhere near enough defenders out on this wing, and Philip Sami gets caught out in the wing there by Dylan Lesnack, so he will score, and it will be 4-0 here with the hit to come. 4-0 here with a kid to come. Untouched as well. Yeah, JC there. JC jumps in. Well, AJ Brimson must have made the previous tackle, because where's AJ Brimson? Where is AJ Brimson there? Oh, AJ Brimson's on the well inside. Were they defensively set up like that originally? Because AJ Brimson, the centre, is inside of Jaden Campbell there, who is more so playing centre. Maybe I need to look at that again there, because I can see that AJ Brimson, the centre, is not in position and is on the inside of his 5'8" there. But anyway, 33 minutes to go here in the first half, and the Warriors are on the ball here early. They are on the ball here early. If Roosters go first, Penrith make an appearance on the latter second. Or it means Roosters would be out of the top 9, mate. Only one try we got this still. Oh, Casey, me. It's one try. And Titans usually do concede the first try anyway. Even in their wins against the Panthers, they conceded first. They were down 12-0 too. Against the Dragons, they conceded first. Against Manly, they conceded first. Like, the Titans always concede first, man. Like, that doesn't worry me, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, at the end of the day, the Warriors should still run away with this one. But Chanel Harris Tavita from this right wing, and he will miss the kick. Hits the post and will miss it. So it will stay 4-0 here to the Warriors. So says, Almatine Celeste still worries me. Jogging on the breakaway is worrisome. Yeah, for sure. You know, he's going to put every bit of effort into that run. Obviously, he gets a try here, which is great. All completely set up for him there. But, like, at the end of the day, when he had that intercept, like, he should have gone... I don't know why he's not backing himself in against Keanu Kenny, mind you. But yeah, 100% he had to back himself in down that right wing and decide to, you know, slow it down and try to take the contact there with Keanu of all players. I just don't understand why that was the case. But anyway, it's going to be the Warriors in Charles Newell-Clockstad who gets his ball here at the 10, and he'll bring it out to the 15 on first tackle. And the Wires always miss their kicker. Bait Clip says, yeah, they've been a team for about 4 or 5 years now that have always struggled with their conversion kicking game. Whether it be Harris Tavita or it be, I think it's Timothy Martin who took some at some stage. You've got Adam Pompey who's taken some. Obviously, Tanner Boyd has taken some. There's been a lot. There's been a lot of times over the years where the Warriors have actually purely lost games on their kicking. But the Warriors, Charles Newell-Clockstad to Aaron Clark, and Aaron Clark's going to be taken down here at the 45 on fifth tackle. And Tamati Martin, yeah, but Tanner Boyd's 100%. Brenton, he's a lock, guaranteed. And Keanu Kenny will be taken down to the 10 on first tackle. To be fair, Tanner was not the most accurate with the boot this year. Tanner had never missed a kick in his life, mate. I don't know what you're talking about. AJ Brimson to Philip Sami, and Philip Sami now to the 10. Ever since the Titans threw that intercept, they've been on the back foot. You know, they were actually really over the top of the Warriors until they threw that intercept. They had great play. They were in a great area, and then threw the intercept, and they've kind of gone back into a little bit of their shell since. Third tackle now for the Titans. And Dan Yeremia will take this ball out now to the 30 on fourth tackle. 10 minutes gone in the first half, 30 minutes to go of the first half. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Mawaki Fodawake will bring it out to about the 37 or so on fifth tackle. And they'll get it out the back here to Zane Harrison. Need to have a good kicking game from him, and that is not a great kick. It'll find grass and it'll slow things down at the very least. But I tell you what, Delaware-Lesniak, he really has to focus a bit more here. Like, he is really slow in terms of that run, and then also in terms of picking that ball up, which allowed the Titans to get up in the field for the defense. He's got to wake up a little bit here, Delaware-Lesniak, even though he scored a try. He's got to get a little bit better in regards to the ball. And Lofiana Campero got rocked at the 40 on the third tackle. 6 again, for gosh sake, man. Get the whistle out of your mouth. First tackle here for the Warriors of the 50. Can they see they've fixed all the mistakes from last week against the Dogs? Better runs from forwards and a good kick chase. Yeah, well, that is because the Titans don't have the same kind of intensity that the Dogs have. You know, the Dogs have a far more significant intensity than what this Gold Coast team can offer. So, the Warriors were on the back foot from the outset there. It was an ambush from Canterbury. It was an ambush. They go to the left-hand side. Here we go. Chance here. Legata Seema. Got a bit selfish. Should have passed it to Loffy. Should have passed that to Loffy, but it'll be 4 tackle at the 5. Lofiana Campero down to the right, off to Wade Egan, Mitchell Barnett, and Barnett's now going to be at the 10 on fifth tackle. Fifth tackle, Wade Egan to the left-hand side, Harris to Vida, quick play, Lofiana Campero, that's all for defence. That's all for defence. That's not good enough defence there. The Warriors score a try there, but that's not good enough defence. Leka Halasima should have passed that to Lofi, and they would have scored an easier try than what they've just scored then. That defence there from the Titans on that right-hand wing, I want to watch this again, because Lofiana will score in the corner here, but I want to watch this defence from the Titans again. This is not good enough here. Jojo Fafita, Dean Yeremia comes into the centre. Dean Yeremia, you are completely at fault there. He is jammed in onto the centre. Jojo Fafita has got him covered. Jojo Fafita has clearly got him covered. But Dean Yeremia is completely off of his wing there and allows a free try to one of the fastest players in the league. That's not good enough from Dean Yeremia. That try does not happen if Dean stays on his men. And that's a problem. That's a huge, huge problem. Yes, the Warriors have scored both their tries off the back of 6 against the penalties, but I don't really give a shit about that. At the end of the day, I give a shit that Dean Yeremia has come in off of his wing there. When Jojo Fafita has the centre covered, Dean Yeremia needs to trust his origin star centre to make that tackle, and Dean's going to stay on his player on that wing. He's going to stay on his player out there, because that is disappointing. The defence right now on the wings have just simply not been good enough. This one more so than the first one, though. The first one, I'd like to know why AJ was more on the inside, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. And this is to be expected here in this game. Like, it is to be expected, but gee whiz, like, that is poor defense from Yeremia. 10 minutes to be fair, no one should be tired yet. Well, who's tired? I haven't said anybody's tired. All right, so the Warriors here from this left-hand wing. Well, like I said, the Warriors have got to make a statement. The Sharks and the Roosters have both done it, so the Warriors have got to make a statement here. And he says all wingers do it. Blade's very annoying. True, but that doesn't mean criticism doesn't come for it, and they're going to miss the kick again here. It's going to stay 8-0. Like, you're not wrong, Andy. Every winger does do it, but with that being said, it's incredibly poor, so you do need to call it out, because that wouldn't have been a try if Dean had just stayed in his wing there of Loffy. But because he comes into the centre man here, it gives a free try out there, because Leka Halasima can get a quick pass away, and it forces Jojo to come off of his man to try and make a last-ditch tackle attempt of the winger of Lofiana Campero, and all Lofi has to do is put a step on there and go towards the corner, and it's just way too easy there. So that is purely 100% the fault of Dean Yeremia there, because he's thrown his teammates under the bus by coming inwards there. So the criticism is absolutely warranted, regardless of the fact that it does happen all the time. It does happen across the competition for sure, but you do need to criticise that, because that wasn't good enough. Warriors shopping big numbers every Seabus game. Correct. What's your point? Second tackle now for the Warriors. They're going to be at the 20s, because a lot of Kiwis live on the coast. Regardless of this game, 6 against rule in the game, you can definitely will a team to a win with 6 against. I know I'm beating a dead horse, but yeah, ignoring this game, you're absolutely right. Like, it's nothing to do with this game. In terms of 6 against, it's very easy. If you're a conspiracy theorist, right? If you're a person who believes in games being rigged and blah, 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 you can make the argument to back that thought process by saying that 6 agains don't need to be held accountable for, and nobody really knows what the 6 again is for, and you can kind of call it on whatever basis that you want. Kind of Kenny gets the spot of the 15 on first tackle. You can kind of call it for whatever you want, and yeah, will a team over the line for sure. That's just a general overview of 6 agains. So yeah, like, it does benefit El Gambling County. Kenny with a great run here, and he'll run this ball to the 42 on third tackle. 6 again, we'll take that. We'll take it, just as I'm complaining about it, but we will take it. Waz have got their fair share so far. First tackle over the Gold Coast at the 50. Hate the Warriors kicking. Get it together, Webby. This has been an issue for ages. Well, it's not Webster's fault that they can't get conversion kicker. Like, at the end of the day, they're in third position, bro. Like, Webster's doing a great job with his team. That should be a penalty for a bad tackle technique around the head. They don't call it. They go to the right-hand side. And Zane Harrison, short ball to Adama Ho. And Adama Ho will be taken down here at the 20. Oh, no. Oh, for fuck's sake, Adama, man. Like, dead set. Like, it's the most nonchalant drop ball ever. Adama needs to wake up, bro. Like, Adama needs to wake up. He can be such a damaging player, but he can also put shit together like that. Like, we're on the attack 30 metres out, and he's just going to lose the ball casually. Like, the ball... Like, respect the ball, please. Respect the ball. I need the Titans to respect the ball, man. They never respect the ball. That is such a bad mistake to make there in such a good area. 67% completion rate already for the Titans. It's so typical for the Gold Coast. I need to get a Waz game next year. The atmosphere looks amazing. Thank God you gave us AKP and not Daniel Mia. Well, you only got Daniel Mia this year. And they'll go to the left-hand side here. And Leka Halasima will get taken down here at the 40 on 4th tackle now. Edson says, Warriors usually show out with their fans at a lot of games. Yeah, of course, because they're an entire country. You know, people like to use this as like a, well, you know, we got more fans. Like, yeah, because you got an entire country. You got an entire country to support you. And Keanu Kenny under the high ball will get it, and we'll get away from the tackle too. That's good. And Keanu will be taken down to the 2 on first tackle. And now it will be, close wide tackle, but it'll be Titans ball here at the 8 on second tackle. They go to the left-hand side of Bobby Firma, and Bo Firma now to the 18 now on third tackle. Like, with the ball, it actually has been not too bad in terms of meters made, and this set's not amazing, but, like, it hasn't been too bad in terms of meters made and actually, you know, ball playing, really. Besides, I guess, that intercept, that's a bad pass over Mono Pasco, and Big Tino is going to run this ball. Oh, he had JC running through, but he couldn't find the offload. It's just been the wing defense here today, or not even Phil Sami. It was more center defense on the first try, but the wing defense of that second try. Overall, the Warriors have only gotten into the attacking areas of the Titans so far through 6 against and through penalties. So I haven't been too disappointed in regards to the middle of the park, but you know, overall, when it gets into the attacking area, we've struggled massively. Trey says, what did I miss in the day? Did the Mighty Penguins rebrand? What's this new mascot? The old Pengu. Left-hand side of Alofi. He's got the speed, and he's going to get away, and that's game over. And that's game over. That was poor defense there. Keanu Kenny can't get the shuttle Harris Tavita. They've just thrown that one away. Harris Tavita will score on the post, and this should get ugly here. This should get ugly. The Titans haven't been anywhere near good enough in this game here today. Defensively, the Titans have nowhere near been good enough in this game. At least they're going to get this kick in to make it 14 points and nil, but the Warriors should blast this one apart. They should set the statement just like the Roosters did and the Sharks did, because this isn't good enough. They go to the left-hand side. All they do is pass it to Lofiana Khan-Pereira, and Jojo Fafita has just gotten completely done over there, and Luffy breaks through. As soon as he got through, I've seen that many times. There's going to be a try, and they just score under the post. Kay says, we're going to get eaten. Yeah, absolutely. You know, they're nowhere near good enough, and this all comes off the back of Adama Ho dropping the ball. You know, this is a thing. Adama Ho can be such an awesome player, but my gosh, those errors are just brutal to watch. The errors that you watch from Adama Ho are just so mind-baffling. We saw this against I think it was against the Bulldogs about 5 weeks ago now, where every time the Titans would get into a good position, Adama Ho would drop the ball, would knock the ball on. We know how damaging Adama Ho can be, but, you know, I get he's a character, I get he's a comedian, I get he has a good time and whatnot, but I need you to have a little bit of a less good time and focus a little bit more on the old footy side of things, because I know how good he can be, but it just feels like it's more about the vibe with Adama than it does about the actual footy itself, because I've been so disappointed with how his season has panned out, considering how good he can show off to be. Every time we get into a good range to attack, every time we get into a good range to actually put in some good, chance of a try, whatnot, he will drop the ball, or somebody else will drop the ball. But we just notice it a lot with Adama. And Tino's going to go on a report as well. Breton says, Loffy just has way too much pace in space. Never mind Jojo. Not much Jojo could do there. Look, I agree with you, but the defensive line needs to be far better. It needs to be far better there, because otherwise Loffy's just going to have a field down that left-hand side. Never a good time for an error, but yeah, his errors are always at the worst times. Yeah, exactly right. It's like Bowie Firma, right? Bowie Firma is another pure example here, but the difference is that I've seen Bowie Firma for years now. Whilst this is Adama's first real solid year of having consistent opportunities, you know, with Bowie Firma, we know what he can produce, and he can be consistently very, very good, but he does come up with those really, really bad errors. Yeah, well, not with the trolling today, bro. Not with the trolling today, man. Have a little bit of respect here. Second tackle here at the 15. You got to read the room here today, bro. Third tackle now at the 28. 19 minutes gone. Jonas, like, I show respect to the Warriors fans every single week, man. I don't think that Warriors fans should be coming in here just getting into me. So fourth tackle now at the 38, and they go to the left-hand side for Aaron Clark, and he'll now get this ball to the 50 on fifth tackle. I can see it starting to open up now. It's just like, oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Fifth tackle. And they'll whack this ball away here, and it'll go down to the 5 where Keanu Kenny will grab it. And he's going to take it out here to the 22 on first tackle. Jake's milestone games are always nearly a loss. You're absolutely right, Jake. Yeah, Tino's 100th game here today. We never win milestone games. I didn't even realise it was Tino's 100th until they did say it on the broadcast here. But yeah, exactly right. Milestone game against a top 4 team that needs to make a statement. You're absolutely right. And they'll go to the right-hand side now to AJ Brimson. And Brimson now will beat the 45. Out to Tino for Asul Malawi. And Big Tino, he's actually started off the game pretty well, though. He'll be at the 45 on fifth tackle. 20 minutes gone in the first half, 20 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Zane Harrison is going to punch that ball up in the air to the 5. Where Charles Newell-Klokstad, he'll rip it around and he'll take it down here at the 10 on first tackle. Format says, such a shame we improved so much yet. As it always seems, consistency comes to bite us. Obviously, I know we can come back, but it just hurts. Though, of course, got to sit with the boys. Yeah, look, I'm not really expecting an insane amount out of today. Like, at the end of the day, if you watched my preview of the game, like I did say, the Warriors need to make a statement like the Roosters and the Sharks. And, you know, the Warriors are a top 4 team. And despite the fact the Titans getting 2 wins in a row, like against who? A Manly team that's playing like a bottom 4 team right now, and a Dragons team that is quite literally on the bottom of the table. You know, the Titans have still got a long way to prove, and this isn't necessarily the game to go and prove that against the Warriors team in a much better position where we are. A good touch there from Keanu Kenny. He'll bring it out to the 30. I'd say Keanu's been our best player so far, first tackle at 30. So, like, sure, can we come back? Yeah, but I've never really been expecting a great deal. Like I said, head-wise before the game, I did tip the Warriors 13+. Heart-wise, I'm obviously going to go for my boys, but you know, there is a major difference here between where the Warriors are on the table and where the Titans are on the table. They go to the right-hand side up to Chris Randall, and Chris Randall's now going to be the 50 on fourth tackle. They go to the left-hand side, Faldawaker, short ball to Bo Furman. Not a bad play there, but ultimately good defense in the Warriors, and the Titans will beat the 40. Oliver Pascoe to Jaden Campbell. And JC is going to whack that one up. Very easy grab here for the fullback, Charles Newell-Klokstad, and he'll take this ball out here to the 15 on first tackle. Niwatahuya says, it's safe to say the Warriors are losing the fraud alert after that start. Well, not after the start. We're going to wait for the end of the game. But again, like, I know you're trying to use that as like an insult towards me. You Warriors fans were the ones who asked me to put you on fraud alert last week, and I said, okay, we'll do that. So before you start coming in here just to try and throw out the shade as if like I've decided to put you on fraud alert because of how you've been playing, which, mind you, if you've been watching previously to this game, you absolutely would agree with if you've watched every single Warriors game. But the fact of the matter is that no, the first 22 minutes of a game isn't going to be taking you off of it. But again, you guys were the ones who wanted the fraud alert on you. You guys were the ones who wanted it. So I'm very well aware of what the hidden undertone of what that comment actually represents, though. So they're going to kick this ball down here for the Titans here at the 15, and it's going to be Daniel Mayer with a good catch at the 10 on first tackle. And Keanu Kenny is going to run this ball through, gets away from a tackle, and he'll be taken down here at the 15 on second tackle. J. Ross says, I noticed the Titans lifted after I heard Johns and Tallis had a percentage ownership. Yeah, it's good to see Matty Johns doing a lot behind the closed doors and whatnot. Adam Aho gets this ball to the 30 on fourth tackle. Not a great set here. You know, it's good to see what Matty Johns has been doing behind closed doors of the club and whatnot. Phil Sami, great run. Nearly gets through the line. Going to be taken out of the 50. And penalty. Come on. Quick tap. Go Phil. Go Phil. What? Why is he not allowed to keep playing on with that? Oh, player in front, he's off the mark. Fair enough. I agree, Blaze. We lost the focus of keeping second spot. I agree, Charles. And again, I still like the Warriors long term this season. You know, they've got to show more consistency. They've got to get back into the positive play that they're showing here today. But also today doesn't really prove a great deal. Like, they're playing against a fifth last Titans team. You know what I mean? Like, they're playing against a Titans team that should be considered an easy beat here for the Warriors. So it's like last week is still disappointing. The week beforehand is still relatively disappointing. And you know, the Sharks game is still relatively disappointing. The Warriors still have to get back into consistent winning ways. A game against the Titans, even if they won by 50, sure, they can come off a fraud alert, but the conversation is still going to be had about the Warriors are showing worrying signs over the last few weeks. So second tackle hit the 15. Oliver Pascoe gets it off to Keanu Kenny, and Keanu Kenny will be taken down to the 10 on third tackle. Come on. Show us something here, Gold Coast. Show us something. Oliver Pascoe out of the right-hand side, off to Chrissy Randall, then off to Moeki Fodawaker. Fodawaker is going to be at the 5. First time hearing an orchestra in an NRL game. No, we used to have it at the Gold Coast like 10, 15 years ago as well. Jaden Campbell, short ball. Oh! Bang, baby. Gold Coast with a try. Come on. Come on, baby. 14 points to 4 with a kick to come. Come on, baby. Come on. 14 points to 4. I did call him for a try. We were criticising before, but we will get the try time. 14 points to 4 with a kick to come. That's way too easy, by the way, Warriors. That's way too easy of a try to be conceding. Way too easy to be conceding that try there. Let's go Adamaho for a double, and I'm off to Dubai, Zan says. Well, good luck. Well, Adamaho scores the try, and it's 14 points to 4 with a kick to come. Tuggle Hood says, okay, Titans. And that's the thing. That's what we know he can do. And that's why I criticise him as heavily as I do, because we know that he can do that. Now, that was a very easy try and poor defense from the Warriors, but we know that Adamaho can do that. And that's why it's so disappointing with these errors. And it does get really frustrating in regards to like it being all about the vibe and all about the entertainment rather than about the footy. That is what he can do. He did it against the Dragons earlier this season. He's done it against multiple teams this season, but he also has really poor games that throws us under the bus throughout this season. That's what we know he can do. And I'm super happy to see him get that try there, but we need to see more of that kind of ball running without losing the ball. Let's go ahead for 3. 2 more to go, G says. Everyone says that's too easy. Comebacks on. It's only 14-0, but that'll be hopefully an 8-point game here. And they get the kicks. So it's 14 points to 6, 15.5 minutes to go here the first half. Is it safe to say they still stay on the fraud alert after that easy try there by the 5th last place team of the competition, by the way? Who was it? Niwa Tahua? Is it still safe to say that they're on fraud alert after conceding one of the easiest tries you'll see against 5th last in the competition? You see how it can throw it right back on you? I don't want to do that because I have a soft spot for the Wars and I would like to see the Warriors go well, but if you're going to come for me, like at the end of the day, you've just conceded one of the easiest tries to a team that's coming in 5th last and has come 4th last 3 years in a row. In those 3 years in a row, you lost 66-6 to this team at Seabus Super Stadium. So, you know, when you come and start to throw shade for something that your fans even asked for, I could easily throw it straight back onto you. And at the end of the day, you've just conceded that try to a team that's not even played well in this game at all. Anyway, so it's going to be first tackle now for the Titans of the 20s. That's why I say, like, just ease it up. Like, at the end of the day, I'll tell you in regards to when the Warriors are going well, when the Titans are going well, when the Titans are going bad, and the Warriors are going bad. Did you see Manly beat the bye in the earlier game 78-12? No, they definitely did not. I'm pretty sure they only got like a 13-12 win over that one. Ico says, what's the highest league finish for the Gold Coast Titans? Genuine question. In 2009, we came 3rd place. In 2010, we came 4th place. So 3rd place in 2009. We got a prelim final, though, in 2010. We got knocked out in straight sets 2009 and then lost to the Roosters in the preliminary final in 2010 after coming 4th. And the only finals win in history, by the way. The only finals win in history for the Gold Coast Titans actually came against the New Zealand Warriors at Skill Park at the time in 2010. AJ Brimson comes through, knocks the ball backwards. Warriors knock on. Titans ball. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. That's a knock on from the Warriors. Challenge that. That's a knock on from the Warriors. The ball goes backwards here from the Titans. AJ knock on first. That ball goes backwards from AJ. Challenge that call, Titans. Thank you. They're going to challenge it. We should get this ball. We should get this ball here for the Titans. We should get this ball here. So the Titans are going to challenge it. Shut up, blocker. So yeah, 3rd place in 2009 and 2010 they came 4th, beat the Warriors and then got to the prelim. And AJ Brimson onside. It's gone backwards. Yeah, it's gone backwards. He's facing backwards and he's touched the ball backwards. oh, they're going to say it's a knock-on. They're going to say it's a knock-on. Like, oh, look, I can agree. I can get it because he's pulling the ball towards them and his back is towards the try line. So it is... So it's going to be a lost challenge there from the Titans. That sucks to see. That sucks to see. Braden says, the Wars deserve fraud alert if we lose tonight. Just remember we are scam bound, so let's just keep it respectful. People come from a Wars fan. We should know our team by now. Yeah, well, because it's like, I'm not disrespectful to the Warriors. Like, at the end of the day, throughout this season, like, there's been reasons to put the Warriors on fraud alert earlier on in the year, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to do it. But then last week, I had enough convincing from Warriors fans to be like, okay, yeah, you know, that was a poor performance and their form isn't exactly spectacular. And obviously did lose the Bulldogs 18-12 a week after the Bulldogs lost to the Raiders 40-12. And, you know, there was a reason for it. But, you know, like, I'm not a Warriors hater. Like, at the end of the day, week in, week out, I'd rather see you guys win than most other teams. And I'll support you against pretty much anybody else except for the Titans and probably the Sharkies for my mum. You know, so like that's why I'm just like a little bit but that happens. This happens on Warrior streams all the time. Challenge to a clock stat straight on through, and we take it down here at the 20. Now he gets the offload away to Wade Egan, gets up to Tamati Martin. Tamati Martin gets it across to Jacob Laban. Jacob Laban will get another offload. Lock the ball up, Titans. Lock the ball up. Tamati Martin off to Leah Tower, and Leah Tower will be taken down here at the 10 on fit tackle. Can the Warriors find this one through that brilliant breakaway from Charles Newell Clockstad? They put this ball up into the air. Good tape by Jojo Fafita, son. Great tape by Jojo Fafita at the 2. Gregor says, if there was an option to mute Roach on commentary, the NRL would be a lot more enjoyable. Oh, Gregor, it's so painful listening to Blocker Roach and Kevin Walters in the commentary. Not just Blocker, but Kevin Walters as well. But like I always say, my greatest life achievement will always be Blocker Roach having called me a fuckwit back about 4 years ago. No, sorry, it's fuckhead, not fuckwit. Forward tackle at 15 is my greatest life accomplishment because of my criticism for him. He called me that at Cogra. So Cooper Bai is going to get this ball to the 25 on fit tackle. Not a great set, but at the very least, we didn't make a mistake. Oliver Pascoe to Jaden Campbell, and Jaden Campbell is going to whack this ball down to about the 25 or so, where the Warriors will get it through Charles Newell Clockstad. A little bit of a bobbler, but he will... Bobbler, not bubbler, Todd Carney. They'll get this ball to the 45 on first tackle. Dan says, yeah, some Warriors fans have goldfish memory. We 100% need to stay humble. They got to the left-hand side of Lofty and Calm Pereira now. Will be taken down to the 50 on second tackle. I'd rather see Titans win today. This is why I'm not a fan of the Warriors. Come on, Titans, Lads Edson says. Dallin Martinez Lesniak brings this ball to the 40. Now, you're a Broncos fan. I can understand why you don't really get around the old Wars because you guys get the Denver Broncos treatment when you do play against the Wars. Adam Brown says, what do you think about the Roosters and Cowboys games? Roosters and Cowboys games, or just as in that game? Look, Jacob Laban, taken down to the 13. Hold on 1 second. I'll reply to this in a second. Fit tackle, right-hand side. Tamati Martin gets through, gets the offload away, make the tackle. They go to the left-hand side. They're still offloading it. Aaron Clark's going to kick this ball up here. Aaron Clark with a really good kick, actually. Lofty and Cabrera gets it. Lecca, oh my gosh. Lofty gets the offload to Lecca Hadassima, and he will score. Oh my goodness me, Gold Coast. That is... They just didn't let the ball stop getting offload. The Warriors score a try here through offloads, and not good enough there from the Gold Coast Titans. It's going to be offload central, and the Warriors will ultimately get over the line. You know, Jacob Laban gets that ball there, and then they go out to the right-hand side, and nothing's on here. Tamati Martin gets taken there, but then he gets the offload away. Tino can't make the tackle. They just spread it out to the left-hand side. Aaron Clark puts up a really nice kick here, which is really good. But Luffy gets it, and then everyone focuses in on Luffy. No one's focusing in on the pass being backwards. But that's a great kick there from Aaron Clark regardless. That's a fantastic kick from Aaron Clark into a great area. And it's going to be 16-6 here with a kick to come. Oh, no, I think it's 18-6, isn't it? The broadcast has 16-6. Yeah, 18-6. The broadcast has it at 16, so that's why I got confused there. But Adam Brown said, what do you think about the Roosters and Cowboys game? Look, honestly, that was waiting to happen. I called Roosters 13+, and I couldn't believe that people were getting around the Cowboys in the pre-game here on the channel. The Roosters are a far better outfit than the Cowboys on paper, and points for and points against. The Cowboys are more of a 10-11 range team, and they're now coming down towards that range now, where they have been throughout the season, but for some reason they've been getting enough wins and results to get them by. But no, that result, 82 points, is never understandable, but like that result in general of a 13-pluser was very understandable there for the Roosters. And like I said, the Sharks have made a statement. The Roosters then made a statement in backup of them, and now it's time for the Warriors to make a statement, and then it's time for the Panthers to make a statement tonight against the Raiders. But then the Panthers play the Warriors next week in a massive, massive game. So Yeah, that was waiting to happen, but not to that extent. Like 82-12 is not acceptable under any levels at all. Jay Ross says, my wife from California is starting to get around the footy with me. I had to explain the Titans like the Ducks or the Magic. Tourist fans. Tourist fans? What? Like, I get what you're trying to get at there, but Titans fans aren't tourist fans. There's just not many of us, but tourist fans doesn't even make sense. That would suggest that people go to the games as a tourist and get around the Titans. No, people go to the games and get around their own team, and the Titans just don't have a massive fan base at all. No, that's not correct at all. Like, I get in terms of, like, it being a team that is not, like, success. No, that doesn't make any sense. This is not a tourist fan base. Andrew says, Warriors are doing something they have not done much of offloads. Yeah, offloads have been really good today. Tuggle with the $2 donation. Says Lecker try scorers. Yeah, get around Lecker, the wreck out of scene with the try time. Trey says, you think the Roosters will struggle in their upcoming match versus the Penguins? It'll be a tough game. Tough game. The old Penguins are good. Roosters Bulldogs next week, though, is fantastic. That's a fantastic game. But 10 minutes to go here of the first half. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Nick Hill says, evening all, just tuned in. Looks like my wires have started better this week. That's a bad knock on. Just as you say that, the Warriors with an awful knock on here at the 23, and the Titans are going to go into the attack here. That is an awful, awful knock on. Hopefully these missed conversions come back to haunt the Warriors, Gerard says. Well, they got that conversion, didn't they? Sorry, the broadcast has it at 18. No, it's 20-6. The broadcast has it at 18-6 right now, which is incorrect. But all right, Titans are 23 metres away here from the line. Come on, let's see something get along here. Let's see something move along here. They go to the left-hand side. Jaden Campbell with a really strong run to the 15 on first tackle. I guess a positive that Titans fans can think about right now is that this scoreline was pretty similar in the first half of the game at Mount Smart this year. Second half, Titans came running like a train, and Titans' second half are actually really good lately. So, hopefully that might be the case. But we firm at 6 again to 5. Come on, Gold Coast. Find a way to score. Find a way to score. First half we haven't been great in, but second halves we've actually been. Oh, that's fucking awful. Oh, dude, that's pathetic. Oh, that's pathetic, Josh Paxton. Oh, Keanu Kenny. No, that's awful. No, like that's awful. Like, okay, no, the Warriors are going to win this game 13+, and I'm not even going to make an argument against it. I'm not going to make an argument. That is so pathetic. On first tackle, Josh Paxton is going to knock the ball on at the 5. Do you know what I mean? Like, you finally put some good work in. You get a 6 again. You're in an attacking area, and then you drop the ball 5 metres away from the line with barely any pressure on you at all. Like, that is really bad. That is really, really bad there from Josh Paxton, man. Third tackle here at the 23. They go to the right-hand side to Monty Martin. Jacob Laban now at the 13 on 4 tackle. Oh, dude. That's just such... it's not even the Wars who do that. Is that a knock-on from Adam Hole? No, it's going to be 5th tackle here at the 15. What does tourist fan mean? Basically, he's trying to say that our fans are only tourists, which is just so incorrect. It doesn't make sense. And Warriors will luckily knock that ball on. It's going to be Titans ball back at the 20. 7 tackle set coming up. Jay Ross is just the vibe, similar for me. I mean, after living in both parts of the world, nothing too serious. Relax. Well, no, like at the end of the day, it's wrong. So that's why I'm replying to you like this, because calling Titans fans a tourist fan base is as if like our fans are only people who don't live there and are just holiday makers, and they're not actually fans. They just come for like the day. That's why I respond to it, because as you can see, there is quite a few people watching right now who are seeing the chat and seeing these kind of comments. There are people who are trying to learn the game, and I'm going to reply to you like this because that's an incorrect statement. It's an insult towards the Titans too, and it's not true. If you want to say the Titans don't have many fans, then sure. If you want to say the Titans don't really have great crowds, then sure. But to call it a tourist fan base is just a lie. It's completely incorrect. You say that you lived in both. But I'm from one of the... There's going to be a penalty here to the... A penalty of the Warriors on the attack. Oh my gosh. Josh Paxton. Oh my gosh. Josh Paxton, bro, is having a nightmare game. So the thing is that just like you would defend your team, I'll defend my team here, man. So if in regards to saying relax, no. How about you don't insult for absolutely God knows what reason in terms of a blatantly incorrect statement about the club that I'm from? Like, I know what our fans are. I've been with them home and away for years, mate. I know what kind of fans our fans are. There's not many of them. They're very, very passionate and they love their damn well club. Oh, he's been timed out. I don't know what he said. Up the Gold Coast Titans as the Warriors forwards kick better than their halves. Put Clark and Barnett at 6 and 7. Yeah, J. Ross has been timed out there, man. Yeah, at the end of the day, man, if you're going to be a dickhead, you just get timed out. So it's going to be second tackle here at the 25, but you go beat your hero with whatever comments that you're trying to make in regards to clubs that clearly you have no idea about, because that's just not correct at all. Third tackle now at the 10. Aaron Clark now. They'll go to the right-hand side to Marty Martin, Chance Newell Clockstad, then off to Adam Pompey. Thought they were going to score there. Fourth tackle now, 5 metres away from the line. They should score, though. Every time they've been down here, they do score. Chance will be, I think, held up over the line here. Yeah, he will be held up over the line. So we'll go back to the 10. Good defense there for the Titans, but you would expect the Warriors to score in the situation. Every time they've been down here, they've scored quite easily. Chance having a really good game here. Yeah, Josh Patson having a horrible 3-4 minutes. Yeah. So they'll kick this ball across here to the left. And it's going to be knocked backwards here for the Titans, thankfully. And Titans will get the ball here at the 2-1 first tackle. John says they're getting around him up there on the Goldie. Well, they're starting to, like, they're going to call a knock on here against the Titans. And Adama who's the one who's knocked the ball on. We don't have a challenge. Oh my gosh, Adama. Oh my gosh. It's just such a nightmare game from the Gold Coast in terms of what we're doing ourselves. And yeah, he's lost the ball. And we would have lost the challenge too, Adama. We would have lost the challenge too, mate. It would have been an ego challenge. Oh, dude, he can be so good, but he can also be so bad. You would have lost the challenge too there, Adama. Oh, it's so poor here from the Titans today, unfortunately. It really is. It's so poor. Like, that's an uncontested error as well. Oh, Poppy isn't playing, just like says. Sorry, man. Like, obviously, I'm focusing more on the Titans, mate. Yeah, Poppy's not playing. You're right. It's Leah Tower. I sometimes get confused by them, man. That's my bad. Second tackle here at the 5. Yeah, Pompey isn't playing. You're right. Sometimes I get mistakes and stuff like that. Jacob Laban will score a try easily. Like, Warriors, you should win this game 13+. The Titans have just not been anywhere near good enough, man. You should run away with this one by 50+. Honestly, you should be, because this has been a really, really disappointing effort from the Gold Coast. Like, at the very least, like, I didn't expect the Titans to win, but I would have liked them to put on a good showing. It's errors after errors after errors that are just giving the Warriors freebies. You know, the reason why this try has been scored is, one, we've knocked the ball on there at our own 2. We then wanted to challenge, but we've already lost our challenge. But even if we had a challenge, we would have lost that challenge because that was clearly a knock on. The only reason the Warriors have the ball here as well is actually because we gave away a penalty in the attack in 45 whilst having the ball. We gave away the penalty for a player that wasn't allowed to be involved in the play. He gets involved in the play, which gives the Warriors the penalty whilst we have the ball. You know, the Warriors' first try came off the back of 3 6-agains and a penalty. You know, the second try was just awful defense from our own wing, but also fair enough. These aren't excuses. These are just observations in regards to how poorly the Titans are playing today. They're playing really, really badly. But from a Warriors perspective, who gives a shit like what the Titans are doing? You just got to do what you got to do, and you get some confidence going into that Panthers game. So this is great for the Warriors. But from a Titans fan perspective, you're looking at this and going, this is outrageous. Like, this is the problem with getting too hyped and too confident about what this Titans team is doing. Because whilst they've won 2 games in a row against the Dragons and Manly have been playing like a bottom 4 team, and the Dragons are in last place right now, and these errors are infuriating. The knock-on from 5 metres out from Josh Patson as well, you know, into the fact the next set the Titans get the ball at the 45 and he's then in an offside position when the Titans receive the ball. So we've got the ball and we give away the penalty. So now you're understanding why I'm criticising the Titans here rather than going and complimenting the Warriors. Because the Warriors, they get their own fair dues and compliments regardless of 26 points in the first half. But the Titans deserve this criticism. The Titans deserve this criticism for this first half because it has been a deplorable first half, and the stats will show that as well. Tiger Hood with $2 through the nations. His first half over 23.5. Wise to win half. Get around you, Tiger Hood. Fun fact says, I'm hoping the Titans have just been drawing the Warriors into a false sense of security and absolutely smacked them in the second half like they did in New Zealand. Yeah, look, I don't know. Hopefully, mate, but the errors in this game just haven't been good enough. It's just been... It's been deplorable from the Titans. They've really got to turn on the second half to at least show some pride, because at the moment, they're giving the Warriors everything their way. Like, quite literally. So, Mitchell Barnett passes his HIA. You know, they're just giving the Warriors opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And if you're going to take on a top 4 team and you're going to give them opportunities, of course they're going to take them. You know, regardless of the fact the Warriors have been lacking in a lot of form lately. At the end of the day, if you keep on making errors, if you keep on giving away the ball, you are going to get punched in the mouth. It doesn't matter who you play. You know, you could play the Dragons, and if you keep giving them ball in the attack in 20, if you keep giving them ball in the attack in half, they are going to eventually score because they're a professional team. And now we're talking about a top 4 team here. So this is a well-deserving lead here for the Warriors in the half-time. And this is a well-deserving, scoreline down by for the Titans going down at half-time. So as we said, I think if Talon never got that intercept, we'd have a different game right now. If the Titans had have scored that try, maybe sure. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen. And Dylan Martinez-Lesnack does get the intercept. You know, it's just the fundamentals just aren't there for the Titans. They're just not there for the Titans at all. Jaden says, how was he so confident about the challenge? Probably thought the ground stopped him from dropping it. Yeah, no, I think it was an ego challenge. We see this a lot. We see this a lot in terms of 6 again for the Titans, where players will have an ego challenge, where it's such a bad knock-on in such a bad area that they don't want to admit to it being an error, and are willing to throw away the challenge to protect themselves in that moment, if you know what I'm saying. It's hard to explain here. So in that moment, he's protecting himself by saying, I didn't knock that ball on. So the boys there, you know, they're going to trust him and they're going to think, okay, well, maybe he didn't knock that ball on. It's like a self-protective measure. And we see that a lot across the NRL. Jaden Campbell right through the line, offloads it. Oh, knock on. Offload. And knock on from the Titans. Yeah, it's been diabolical here, unfortunately. It really has been. It's just been diabolical here so far, unfortunately. Just been diabolical, unfortunately. Jake says, good to see a response from the Wires. Just need to make a 90-minute performance now and get back to being consistent for the rest of the year. Yeah, sure. Again, the Warriors are having it all their way because the Titans are giving them the ball every 2 seconds. But at the end of the day, they've got the 26 points, so it is what it is. But this Titans team today has been pathetic. You can't, the most passionate and devout fans can't defend what we've seen here in this first half from the Titans. You know, all the errors that they're making are quite literally off of uncontested errors. They're just dropping it cold out of absolutely nowhere. They just haven't been good enough here today. So obviously, hopefully the second half can change around and the Titans can find a way to do something, but as we currently speak, you know, this has just been really, really poor. And the Warriors, all they have to do is play to the basics, and they should score 50 here. The Warriors should score 50 in this game if the basics are played. If the Titans can wake up into the second half, maybe they could make a game of this. It's 20 points. It's probably still done. But the point of the matter is that all you need to do is play the basics, Titans. You've gotten... the Warriors, all they've got to do is play just a normal way here, and they've got 26 points. Because look at the Titans overall in terms of all these errors that they're making. They're just handing another opportunity for a top 4 team. And again, this Warriors team, you don't even really need to see them on the defense. Yes, they gave up that try, which was poor defense, but you don't even really need to see them on the defense because you know how good defensively the Warriors are defensively. But in terms of attack, you want to see them on the attack. You want to see them, you want to see them on the attack, and you're getting that because the Titans are constantly providing errors to allow them to have those attacks. It's just so disappointing, bro, from a Titans fan perspective. But anyway, let's get into the halftime stats here. It is 26-6 to the Warriors at CMA Super Stadium. Obviously, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you are new here. We still got the Panthers versus Raiders after this one, and also the Broncos versus the Knights game to finish off the day. But Adam Hall is the try scorer for the Titans with 1 from Jaden Campbell, whilst the Warriors at 26, Dylan Martinez-Lesnack, Alofiana Khan-Pereira, Chanel Harris-Tavita, Leka Halasima, and Jacob Laban with tries. Conversions 3 from 5 from Chanel Harris-Tavita. You move now, too much sources, Ho is drunk. Oh, man, it happens, bro. He scored a try, but my goodness me. You know, there's just... He needs to be far better than he has been, man. Possession-wise, 56% of the Warriors, 44% of the Titans. It makes sense, confidently in favour of the Warriors. Time of possession, 11 minutes and 49 seconds here for the Titans, 14 minutes and 54 seconds for the Warriors. Plenty of tries scored in this game, but yet they're still getting above the 25-minute threshold. They're about 26.5 minutes overall, so you're pretty happy with that. Completion rate, 80% is what you're looking for. This is a big reason as to why the game is being won in favour of the Warriors. 68% completion rate to the Titans is not good enough. You're looking for 80%. They're 12% below the minimum of 80%. 13 from 19 is just not good enough. 90% for the Warriors is very good. 19 from 21, so they're playing the basics. They're playing well. They're not making mistakes, and they're up by 22% on a completion rate. It's just not good enough there from the Gold Coast. And then we move over to the runs. 75 runs for the Titans. You're looking for 750 run meters here for a 10 meters per run. On average, they're at 681, so they're 69 meters behind the 10 meters average per run, which actually suggests they're actually doing pretty well with it. So you want to be within a 100 meter basis of that 10 meters per average per run, and they would want to be at 750. They're at 681, so 69 meters away from it. It's not that bad. It's not that bad at all. So you do take that, but with the Warriors, 102 runs, you're looking for 1,020 meters here. They're 1,091 meters, so they're 71 meters above the 10 meters average per run. So the Titans are allowing them to have it all their way in terms of defensively, and they're in the middle of the park there. So you got one team down by 69 meters, which isn't too bad, and the other team is up it's 103 for 1,093, so it's 63 meters now. 104 for 1,103, so 63 meters now. The Warriors are just having it their way by 63 meters on the run meters, and then it's on true merit because they're 29 runs behind them. It's on true merit. They're about 300 meters behind the Warriors. On its own merit, right? So that's why. It's just not good enough here from the Gold Coast, and the Warriors are having it all their way. Post-contact meters, 233 for the Titans through 75 is probably, if they get to 100, they're probably at around the 300 mark. But the Warriors are at 104 runs for 385 post-contact meters. So anytime you hit above 300, it's a successful half. They're at 385, nearly 400. It's amazing. So the Warriors are winning the post-contact by 150. Line breaks, 6-1 to the Warriors. What needs to be said about that? Tackle breaks, Titans with 22, Warriors with 20. Wow, Warriors are still missing quite a few tackles here. Average set distance, 25 metres and below is pathetic to the stream off. 25 to 30 is disgusting. 30 to 35 is underwhelming. 35 to 40 is hitting the marker. 40 to 45 is great. 45 to 50 is fantastic. And 50 plus is basically perfect. 35.86 here for the Titans is at least hitting the marker, but it's not great. 35.86 is just getting into the normal category. That's just getting into the normal category. It's not spectacular, but at least they're doing the job. And then the Warriors, they're at 50.14. They're into the perfect category. We're seeing a lot of teams recently getting into that 50-plus category. Titans against the Dragons last week. They had 50-plus average set distance at halftime. The Sharks did it against the Manly Seagulls. We saw the Roosters do it against the Cowboys. And now we're seeing it the Warriors against the Titans, which is a bad sign for the Titans that the Warriors could really run away with this game. But 50.14 is 15 metres in front of where the Titans are at, and the Warriors are clearly just dominating that department. Now, play the ball speed, 3.19 seconds and below is extremely fast, 3.2 to 3.39 is fast, 3.4 to 3.59 is average, 3.6 to 3.79 is slow, and 3.8 and above is extremely slow. 3.48 seconds here for the Titans is in the average category, whilst 3.26 seconds for the Warriors is in the fast category. That is 0.22 seconds in front for the Wars, and it's just everything coming up Millhouse for New Zealand at the moment besides the missed tackles. Offloads, 9 to the Warriors, 1 to the Titans. I'd honestly promise you that not like six or seven of those offloads would have come in that one try when Aaron Clark ended up kicking the ball to the corner. It would have come off of that. Like they had like 5 or 6 offloads in that alone from the Wars, so it's just too good. Overall, the kick defusal 0% for the Warriors, 67% for the Titans there. You go to the effective tackle percentage, and both teams are actually pretty similar here. So 85% and below is awful, 85% to 88% is underwhelming, 88% to 90% is hitting the marker, and 90% and above is essentially perfect. 85.65% here for the Titans is underwhelming. It's not good enough. It is quite low. It's getting close to discussion category, but at the very least, it is underwhelming. 191 tackles made is 11 tackles above the typical range of 160 to 180. 20 missed tackles is above the average of 15 to 17, and the ineffective tackles is 12, which is above the average of 5 to 7. 32 tackles, bad tackles in the first half with a 191, slightly above typical range. Tackles made, 85.65. It is underwhelming. But then for the Warriors, they're not that better. 86.29% here. They're still underwhelming. 151 tackles made is below the typical range of 160 to 180 by 9. Missed tackles is 22. That's really high. That's above the average of 15 to 17 by 5. But the ineffective tackles are really good at 2, which is 10 less than the Titans, and that's below the average of 5 to 7. So 24 bad tackles through a below typical range is still not that great themselves. It's just that obviously, at the end of the day, Obviously, at the end of the day here, the Warriors just have been simply the better team. It's just as simple as that. Now, errors-wise, 3 and below is really good. 4 to 6 is average, and 7 above is awful. Titans at 6, it's high-end average. 3 for the Warriors is really good. I'm actually surprised it's only 6 for the Titans because I've seen plenty of errors today. I don't even agree with it. I reckon the broadcast has probably got them at 7 or 8, and the NRL.com has got them at 6 here, which is usually what we see. The broadcast usually will have a different number, and I'd probably trust the broadcast with this because I don't believe 6. I believe we've had more errors than 6. Penalties conceded, 2-1 against the Titans. Ruck infringements, 3-2 against the Warriors. And inside 10 metres, 1-0 against the Warriors. So it's a 5-4 against the Warriors in terms of infringements. And look, overall, the Warriors are just a better team. Nobody can argue it. At the end of the day, I'm a Titans fan. I want to see my team do well, but nobody can argue it. The Warriors are just simply a better team than the Gold Coast Titans right now, And the Titans, unfortunately, are never get themselves into the game. The positive to think about is that when it was at Mount Smart at the Go Media Stadium earlier this year, about 2.5 months ago now, the Titans played the Warriors and it was 24-0 or 24-4 at half time and it ended up being a 4-point game in the end. Titans made it close, so hopefully the Titans can run home like a train in the second half, but I just don't think it happens. At the end of the day, the Warriors probably should go on to score a big marker here and put themselves back up into that category of the Roosters and the Sharkies, and then the Panthers get to do it later on tonight against the Raiders. If the Panthers lose, that'll be bad. If the Panthers lose, gee whiz, that would be bad. That would be bad. But anyway, that's the halftime stats. As you guys know, I'm very well aware of my team. That doesn't mean I'm not going to be disappointed in my team, but I'm very well aware of my team, man. Niwatahoya says, if Titans hold the ball and get through sets using broken play, they can make this a game. Wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, look, I agree with you. I do, but it's until I see it, it's hard to believe it. You know what I mean? With this Gold Coast team, because you never know what team's going to come through. And that's why last week when the Titans played the Dragons, everyone, it was 50-50, or some people taking Dragons, some people taking Titans. And I said, well, it is a 50-50 on the basis that you just don't know what team's going to turn up. The Dragons have been better, but also can be awful. Titans have been better, but against who? And also can be awful. And this is a step up from the Dragons and Manly games. This was always on the cards here, especially there's so many different subtle things hidden in behind to show why this scoreline probably gets worse. And the reason being, you've got other teams making statements. You can't be a good team and let other teams make a statement without a statement yourself. Warriors have to do that. You've got the Titans who have played kind of nobodies. Manly have been playing like a bottom 4 team. The last place Dragons, whoop-de-doo. The Warriors, of course, they lost last week, but also, they still lost to a Bulldogs team that's playing some pretty good football at the moment. I still think they'll get caught out in the finals if they get there. But the point of the matter is that there's a lot of hidden things that are kind of representing why this game is going to be a blowout, right? But of course, as a Titans fan, I want to see the best of my team. It's just not looking great at the moment, and it never really was looking great. But it just comes down to the errors. Off season, my gosh, Josh Hannay, please just get drills every day of holding the ball. Just sit them down in a corner and tell them to hold the ball for the whole day. I just want them to hold the ball for the whole day. Just sit in the corner and hold the ball for the whole fucking day. That's what I want the Titans to do in the off-season. Sit in the corner. I don't know, you're over there. Bo, you're over there. Kiana, you're over there. Every single player is in a corner there at Parkwood. And listen, I want you to just hold that ball the whole day. That's all I need you to do. Nas says, where do you get your necklace? I like it. I got this in Bangkok, bro, in Thailand. It's a beautiful necklace here. Jesus Christ is King. I got my cross on here. It's really thick and heavy, and it's awesome. It's stainless steel. So no, it's really nice, man. Really nice. But I got it in a market in Bangkok. Yeah. So the tongue says, let's go, Waz. How's the number one streamer on it? Yeah, appreciate you for tuning in, man. And look, the Waz going well here. But, we'll have to see how the second half goes. Joseph said, could you put fraud on the Titans? No, because that just never will happen. They don't need to. One loss here, mate. One loss doesn't put you on fraud alert. My gosh, the Wires are in third, Titans are in first. What are you doing? How can we put the Wires on, buddy? How can we put the Titans, who are currently in first position, on a fraud alert for losing in third place? My gosh, come on, man. Come on, man. We're going to wait for the end of the game, or at least for the second half to continue on like this to remove the fraud alert from the Wires. But No way. It's the first loss in history, but to third place. My goodness me, mate. My goodness me. But then once this game finishes, the same commentary will go back to the Titans never lost a game before in history. Sundo sent star for 2 jewels. Get around you, Sundo. Appreciate you for the start. Appreciate you. Also, Casey sent a star for 2 jewels. Get around you, Casey. Just having fun if it hurts. Sorry. Mate, I've had far worse than put the Titans on fraud alert before. I've been called far worse things on these streams or just in general than put the Titans on fraud alert, mate. Trust me, it's all right. Jared says, why are they playing Patson over Moran, or is Moran injured? Moran doesn't play the position. Patson is a back rower. Why did you change the Penguins logo? I was ashamed yesterday for saying it was an eagle because we had too many of you cats complaining about it. So there's your damn well Penguins logo. Are you going to complain about it now? You complained about it looking aggressive, and now we're getting somebody complaining about it not looking aggressive. We're getting people complaining about the Penguin logo. Now we get a Penguin logo complaint yesterday. What do you guys want? What can I do? I can't do nothing. You change the logo complaints. You keep the logo complaints. Somebody muppus, man. Gee whiz. Soon I'm just going to have the name David Watson in ninth. How about that one? But anyway, the second half is about to start here. It will be the Warriors that kick off to the Titans. Make it a Club Penguin fucking logo. Gee whiz. I never really was into the old Club Penguin when I was younger. I was always into the old Habbo Hotel. Adam Brown says, go to bed, sleep with a footy ball. Exactly right. Adam, I don't want you to stay up until 9, 10, midnight. I don't want you to stay up late. I want you to go to bed at 7:30, and I want you to hold the ball the whole night. If you wake up without the ball, go back to sleep for the day. You don't leave your bed until you wake up with the ball in hand. But, guys, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, and the Titans will get this ball out here to the 15. Sit in the damn well corner, so put a tongue and hold a ball. Sit in the damn well corner, hold a ball. I don't even want... If you even think about looking at the other teammate holding the ball and laugh, you're getting sent to the ice wall of Antarctica. Third tackle now to 30. And it says the Penguins need to look soft like the Cowboys. Mate, the Penguins are a different team to the Cowboys, mate. The Penguins, they are flying at the moment. They are flying. Fourth tackle now. That's disrespectful to the Penguins. You bite your tongue. Keanu Kenny with the ball. And that's a high tackle. No, apparently not. Fifth tackle at 45. Food sack, just make a game of it, please, tits. We all love the tits. Forget Wars World. We all love Tits World. We all love the old Tits World. Donald Teensy Lesniak, he'll get this ball and bring it out to the 30 on first tackle. And Niwato Hoya says, can eat till you complete 10 passes. You can't eat until you complete 10 passes. Listen, I'm saying at least 20 passes. I'm saying at least 20. Yeah, you can't eat. You know what? If you get to 20 passes, you can eat a biscuit. If you get to 30 passes without knocking the ball on, you get maybe an ice cream cone from McDonald's. 6 again for the Warriors at the 50. If you can get to 50 passes without knocking the ball on, you can go to Nobu and eat the greatest steak of your life. But that's only if you get to 50. Second tackle here at the 35. And if you don't get to 10, you are not eating for the day. You aren't eating for the day. So the Warriors, third tackle now at the 25. On the Titan side of the field. Third tackle, Wade Egan, left-hand side to Tamani Martin, underneath to Harris DeVita. Harris DeVita gets it across into Chance, and Chance will get taken down here at the 20. Nothing wrong with the tackle. Settle down. Fourth tackle at the 20. And Mitchell Barnett, he will get taken down here at the 15 on fifth tackle. Fifth tackle at the 15. David says, Waz, would you like the Roosters for a good game? Hopefully Panthers can do the same. Yep, I agree. That is... Oh, well, we've actually stayed out of the in-goal. Well done, Oliver Pascoe, to get back there and prevent that from going into the in-goal for a dropout. Shane Young says, Titans are building up for a good year next year, top 8 possibly. Yeah, this isn't the game to be speaking about that, but also, look, I hope you're right, man, and I'm going to have a little bit of faith and belief that the Titans are on the right trajectory. I'm going to try and not let this game impact that thought process. It'll come down to the second half for me here, but this isn't the right time to really bring that up because as we currently speak, it's looking like the Titans are making a good run at not getting McDonald's after the game here today because they haven't been good boys. Fifth tackle here at the 30. They go to the left-hand side, and Jaden Campbell punches this one down to the 30, and this will be an easy one back here for a good field position for the Wars with Charles Neil Klokstad at the 45 on first tackle. Most NRL games have free public transport. Phil Gruber says, spent 11 years on the coast. Free public transport to the games was great, but up the wires. Yeah, no, free public transport on the coast is really good, especially with the fact there's no real parking. You're not meant to park at Robina town centre, but I always used to. Like, I live on the coast, so I was in Merrimack for a lot of my years and right next door to Robina, and, I would always park at Robina town centre, even though you're not meant to. But there's no real parking there, so yeah, it's good. But most stadiums do obviously have the free transport. I don't know if Suncorp does. I don't know if the Broncos do, Sundo. Is that true? Oh, that's poor defense. Oh, Sammy couldn't get the intercept. He nearly got the intercept. But it will be knocked down. It will be a fresh set of 6 coming up here for the Warriors of the 10. I don't think the Broncos have free transport, do they? Or do they? They might. I think those Dogs fans are carrying on, and fair enough, but I don't think they're in the 8-come finals. I think they've had matchups against teams that really benefit them, but we'll see. The game next week against the Roosters will tell you who the Bulldogs are. That'll tell you. Wade Egan out of the left-hand side. Harris Tavita. That's going to be a knock ball. That's going to go over the sideline from the wires on first tackle. Titans ball. Titans ball at 20. Dude, when I get rid of this cough, I'm going to be like a new man. I'm going to be like a fresh man. Fresh man of the scene. Chargers have the best jersey. Bring up the Gold Coast Chargers jersey. Yeah, I have Gold Coast Chargers jersey. I just haven't been able to get it sent over to me here in this part of the world. I'll probably just get it when I go back to the Gold Coast briefly. I'm going to be in Sydney for a wedding in November and probably sneak past the Gold Coast. And then off to Fiji. But I'll go pick it up then. Off to Cooper Bye. I need to run that ball harder, my man. Second tackle, that brings the ball to the 30. Not sure about Brisbane, to be fair. And CommBank games I've been to does. I don't think all CommBank games do, though. Or Leichhardt, I don't think does. That's 6 again here for the Titans. The 40. Beautiful. Zane Harrison off to Special K. He'll pass it off to Oliver Pascoe. Josh Patson, hold the ball, please. Hold the ball, please. Hold the ball. At the 48 on first tackle. Come on, Titans. Make a game of it, you cats. Come on. They'll get off to AJ Brimson with a decent run to the 45. David Watson says, Dogs have only beaten Tigers. Yay, a weak Storm and Waz, who played like Tigers. I don't know if the Waz were that bad to play like Tigers. They weren't great, though. But yeah, I'm still waiting to prove it with the Dogs. Oliver Pascoe to Cooper Bye. Out to Zane Harrison. Gets it off here to Adam Mahal. Adam Mahal offloads it to Oliver Pascoe. Back to Cooper Bye. Cooper Bye with a great run. Oh, for fuck's sake. They're always knock-ons. Always knock on with the Titans, bro. Always knock on with the Titans. Hold the fucking ball. Hold the ball, bro. Hold the ball, bro. Please hold the ball. This is another uncontested error. Hold the ball, Titans. Hold the ball, Titans. Please hold the ball. Someone make a song. Someone make a theme park. Someone name a country. Hold the ball with a Titans logo as its flag. My gosh, this team can't hold a ball to save their life, especially when they're in the attack. And Jacob Aloy, you can fuck right off for 5 minutes. How about that one for Mr. Shane? So it's going to be second tackle now for the Warriors, and they're going to get this ball here to the 30. 35, sorry. My gosh, the Titans have been so poor with ball handling. Why do they do this, bruh? If you're going to give opportunities to a top 4 team, they're going to score off of them. They're going to score off them, man. Mitchell Barnett, he'll go to the left-hand side. Harris Tavita, then off to Kurt Catewell. Kurt Catewell to 45 to Leka Hadasima. And Leka Hadasima now gets his ball to the 35 on 4 tackle. It's pretty hard for teams. They wear armour to hold the ball. Oh, my goodness me. Wade Egan to the 20 on 5th tackle. No, 6 again. Well, this is how it's gone all game. Knock on into 6 again, after 6 again, after 6 again, into try for the Warriors. So watch a try happen here. Guarantee it. Really. I guarantee you what I score here. If you are the team that you are, you score easily here. You do. Right there under the post. Bang. What did I say? I'm telling you, Titans knock on into 6 again, after 6 again, into Warriors try. That has happened every single try today for the Warriors. Nothing wrong with the Warriors. Everything wrong with the Titans. They deserve to have 50 put past them today. They deserve to have 50 put past them today. They don't respect the ball. And this has been a problem throughout the season. Throughout the season, this has been a constant problem with the Gold Coast Titans. They don't hold the ball. Actually, I actually bought one of these. I'll show you. I've got a Redbubble. I made this hat the other day. I think it was about 3 weeks ago now. I made this this hat the other day. Here we go. Hold on. Let me show you. If you go and click on this link, this was made like 3 weeks ago. Click that link and you'll see what I'm talking about. I bought that for myself. I made it for myself, and I've bought my own hat there to wear. That was made 3 weeks ago. So 30 points to 60 to the Warriors. Try again off an error on a 6 again. We've got no hope. Is this ridiculous? Niwai Tehuaya says, Waz win. Yeah, but it's not even us. It's just errors. Well, like, no. That's the thing. People, this isn't an insult towards you. It's not. But people will always listen to me complain about the Titans, and they'll think that it's all the Titans, and I'm not giving credit to the Warriors. The Warriors are doing what they need to do here. You know, this isn't a badly officiated game. So the Warriors are doing exactly what they need to do, and the Titans can play poorly with the Warriors playing well. The Warriors are playing decent. I wouldn't say they're playing amazing, but they're playing decent for sure. The Titans are playing a substandard Q Cup footy level performance right here today. A substandard Q Cup level. So whilst the Titans are playing poorly, the Warriors are playing some pretty good footy as well. You know, so it's not just about... because I focus on the Titans as a Titans fan, it's very easy to not hear that the Warriors still deserve the fair due credit for what they're doing here in today's game. With that being said, it makes it so much easier for them when you've got this Titans team that doesn't even run respectable. And he says, good idea, Sean. It's my birthday in November. Togo says, let's go Warriors. Thank you for doing the basics this week. So the tongue says, go to the Fort Gun corner. What? Why is having a good game? We just suck. Yeah, why is it doing fine, bro? Why is it doing fine? It's just that obviously I'm going to focus more on my team. But yeah, why is it doing fine? There's nothing wrong with the Waz. Did you make that hat after Tino knocked on late in the game 3 or 4 weeks back? I think so, maybe, David. You might be against the Storm. Maybe. It might... No. No, it might have been the game before that. Maybe the Bulldogs game? Oh, maybe the Bulldogs game. But yeah, I made that. So if you guys want to get one, you can. But... I think it might have been the Bulldogs game, or it could have been the Storm game. I can't remember. But 30 minutes to go here in the game, folks. It is 32-6 to the Warriors. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. And Titans back to the drawing board. What a game next week. Thursday night footy, guys. Game of the season. Titans versus the Cowboys. One team gets absolutely pumped by the Sydney Roosters, the latte sippers, and the other team is getting pumped by the old Waz. Titans fan talking about Titans Titans fan talking about their team on Titans stream. No way. You'd be surprised how many people don't like it home in the NRL. You'd be surprised how many people are surprised when we're talking focused about the Titans comparatively. 4th tackle now at the 35. Titans Cowboys primetime Thursday night. Dave Watson is giving flashbacks to Titans Tigers from 2022 or whatever it was. 5th tackle here for the old Titans, and Jaden Campbell is going to whack that ball down here to the 10, where Chance gets it. Game of the season next week. What a game that is. Titans Cowboys. Wow. Honestly, Cowboys should win it. That's the crazy thing. The Cowboys should win that game. And that is the crazy thing about old Rubber Luke. They go to the left-hand side, the Lafayette Pereira, and that's going to be knock-on from the Warriors. Titans will get the ball to 40. You saw that coming a mile away. That was a bad pass there from Luffy. Marcel says, Warriors have just played well and Titans are just not at their level yet. Titans are not at anybody's level as we currently speak in this game. This is not the same Titans team that played the Dragons last week. It's not the same Titans team that played Manly the week before. And this has been a really poor effort from the guys today, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Nick Hill says, can't say I've seen much from Jota today, but I guess having the ball in attacking areas would help. Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't really been able to have too much attack. But every time we get into the attack, guess what? We knock the ball on. So just watch this set. And Tina comes back onto the field here for the Titans. They go to the right-hand side of Curtis Moran, and Moran now is going to bring this ball to the 30 on 2nd tackle. Zane Harrison to Tino. November's a long way away, Shauna. A long way away. 3rd tackle now at the 24. They go to the left-hand side. Jane Campbell kicks the ball over the top of AJ Brimson. Where's the ball? Bounce. Drop out. Drop out coming up. Drop out. Coming on up. Coming on up. The goal line's confirmed. Good. Titans 38-36. Well, that's past 10 seconds, referee. The 10-second rule doesn't apply anymore, does it? Oh, the 10-second rule hasn't ever existed, has it? That's like 20 seconds that's taken them to challenge that call. I think Dallin might have been pushing the back too, which is why I'm a little bit more antsy as well, because I'm pretty certain I'll get the call here. And AJ, will he push him here? No way, bro. No way, Dallin. What are you challenging? It's an unsuccessful challenge. Why would you challenge that? Challenge unsuccessful. Yeah, it was an optical illusion, but like Dallin shouldn't have ever thought that. We can think that, but Dallin shouldn't have ever thought of that. All right, so Warriors 2 drop this one out. Chanel Harris Tavita with a shorty. That's play on. Titans ball. Beautiful. We'll take it. Okay, so Phil Sami, please don't make an error here, lads. That's all I ask. Just put a good attack and set. Even if you don't score, please just put a good attack and set in, bro. Don't knock the ball on. We've seen it too many times today. Cleese Haas will get this ball to the 15 on second tackle. Oliver Pascoe to Zane Harrison. Harrison short ball. Big Tino. Knock on. There you go. Knock on Titans, by the way. Yeah, it's pathetic. It's pathetic. It really is. It's pathetic. It's pathetic, man. Like this is just, it's just stupid from the Titans. Like honestly, it's just stupid. It really is just stupid. Like there's no defense of this team for this game. There's no defense in this game for this team. These errors are disgusting, Grego says. Same old, isn't it, Grego? Full tackle now at the 50. Wade Egan to the left-hand side to Mitchell Barnett. And Barnett, he'll be 45 metres away from the Titans line. Wade Egan to Harris Tavita. And Harris Tavita is going to kick this ball down here to the 5. Mark my words, Talangi will not play tonight. But Talangi's not in the team. Niwa Tahoya says, Titans, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way, man. Titans have shown that they can compete in the last few weeks, just find consistency. Sure, but again, who have they played the last couple of weeks? You know, the Dragons, who are 17th position, the only team below them before last week. Manly, who've been playing like a bottom 4 team. You know what I mean? Like, sure, but good offload there to Jaden Campbell. Jaden Campbell's through the line, taking out the 45 on 4 tackle. Good run, though. Good play. So, like, yeah, you're right. But against who? Keanu Kinney, quick play, gets the offload away to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison out of the right-hand side. And he will get taken down to the 33 now in fit tackle. Christian Rahiri says, when are you going to be a real man and watch NRLW? I actually love the NRLW. I just can't because it's always on during the... Oh, knock on Keanu. It's always on during the NRL, mate. You know, I stream every single game of the NRL. I'm consistent. I haven't missed a single game of the NRL or single game of rugby league all year long, mate. So it's just impossible for me to consistently cover the NRLW and also consistently cover the NRL. So, yeah, I love the NRLW, but I know I'm going to be consistent with, man. But also the real man and watch NRLW is quite confusing. So the tongue says that's like insinuating that I don't watch it because like I'm sexist or something. Like I love the NRLW. It's just on at the same time as the NRL is on. If we complete 3 sets in a row, I'll be happy. It'd be nice. I'd like to just complete a set. That'd be nice. Tamani Martin, they get it across here. And Aaron Clark, that's going to be tackled. He's going to offload the ball, and Titans will get the ball here at the 10. There's going to be a penalty here to the penalty. Yeah, this should be a 10 in the bin. It should be 10 in the bin here for the Titans. AJ Brimson's in the bin for 10 minutes. It's just pathetic, mate. What a nightmare game. What a nightmare game, bro. What a nightmare game for the Gold Coast Titans. AJ Brimson will go to the bin for 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. Like, it's a good play here from the Warriors, but like, AJ, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? Warriors going to hit 50. I caught it 10 minutes into the game, mate. Ali Johnson could play with the men's. I love researching players' weight. She's 108 kilograms. Okay. Sure, but surely you can understand why I can't stream it. Lagan says, no point streaming the NRLW when we already know the grand final will be Broncos Roosters. That's true, but the Titans women's are going really well this year. Titans women are actually going really well. So Warriors should score a try here, and you definitely should be expecting 50 now. So Jacob Aloy, I'm about one more coming away from hiding you from the channel, man. If you just here to talk shit, and I see you do this quite regularly, if you're just here to talk shit, man, I'm just going to hide you from the channel, mate. So you are actually quite a consistent watcher through week to week, but if you don't want to be here, if you don't like the channel, man, please feel free to just unsubscribe, or I'll just hide you from it, because you've obviously just been a dickhead for whatever reason you want to be. Third tackle here at the 5. They go to the right-hand side, Aaron Clark to Tamati Martin. Tamati Martin now, surely, chance. Clock start, try time for the Warriors. So your choice there. Your choice there, Jacob. But anyway, 36 points to 6 for the kid to come. This should be 50 with the man been there for the Titans. Yeah, honestly, should be 50. Grego says Brimston is meant to be one of our senior players. That sin bin in itself is bad. Yeah, the sin bin was poor, and the Titans have just been really bad today. Honestly, Warriors deserve the 30. They deserve the 50 here. They should get it. Who do you think has the better young spine of the future, Titans or Raiders? Well, I genuinely believe it is us. I do, but I do think that Kaya Weeks, Ethan Stranger, Ethan Sanders, and Owen Paddy is good, but I'm going to back in us. I'm going to back in us. Just hide Jacob Aloy, Sundo. Just hide him. No, there's going to be a no try. There's going to be a no try. Coming up here, the bunker getting involved. Don't even bother timing out, just hide him. I hope anyone else sounds like a Bunnies fan to me. Eden said, no, he's just a knob who comes onto Warriors stream all the time. It's like I always back in the wires, but for some reason when Warriors games are on against the Titans, you get certain people that just completely forget. Like I'm back in every week. But this is going to be an obstruction here from the Warriors, and Titans will get a penalty at the 10. It is enough for an obstruction. It is an obstruction. Warriors have not scored more than 42 this season. Yeah, well, they should today. But at least this isn't a try. At least this isn't a try. So the Tongues, the Sharks are peaked. Do they continue? I'm hoping to see the Wires. This sets the Wires up back to how they started the season. All about timing your run, hopefully. I have spoken about the Sharks maybe peaking too early. But the Warriors do play the Panthers next week, man. So it's a tough game. You need to have these big games so you can have some momentum going into that one, because that's going to be tough. And it'll be interesting to see how the Panthers go against the Raiders later on today. Because even though the Raiders have been very good, you could easily see with no Huddy Young and the Raiders playing well, but they haven't played the Panthers, and the Panthers haven't been playing well. But this could easily be like one of those breakaway games as well for them. Caleb says, we haven't scored 50 in years. I'd love to see it, but it's been so long. You really should be scoring 50 here. St. Harrison, Keanu Kenny, quick passing. Jojo Fafita, they're away here. Jojo Fafita's away here. Jojo Fafita's away, taken down at the 35 on the third tackle. Great run there from Jojo. Great quick pass there from Keanu Kenny. And that's 6 again of the Titans. Come on, Titans, do something with it. Zane Harrison to Tino at the back now to nobody. Jaden Campbell picks it up, and Jaden Campbell get maybe high. No, probably not. 35 metres away, first tackle. Oliver Pascoe to Philip Sami, and Sami now to the 25 on second tackle. But yeah, I haven't spoken about the Sharks maybe peaking too early, but they've been very good. Tino, short ball. Curtis Morin offloads it. Keanu Kenny. He's still got the ball here. He's going to step. He's going to step again. He's got a little bit of space here. Gets the offload away. Mikey Fodawaker. Mikey Fodawaker is going to be the 18 on third tackle. They go to the right. Keanu Kenny with the ball. He's going to short ball it off to Josh Paxton. He's going to keep on pumping his legs. That's good to see after the poor game he's had so far. It was good to see. Fourth tackle now 5 metres away. Oliver Pascoe at the back now to Mikey Fodawaker. Fodawaker at the back to Zane Harrison. Zane Harrison's going to get rocked down to the 9. At least we might complete a set. I don't even care about scoring here. I just want to complete the set. Jaden Campbell with the ball. He will kick this ball across. The first time I've seen it actually have to get a kick today. Good take by Loffy. That's the first time I've seen it's nearly put in a kick today for one of our wingers. Honestly. Nikhil says, after what the Roosters did, I think it's been a big wake-up call, especially for the top 4 teams. Expect Penrith to play well. It's not what the Roosters did. It's what the Sharks did. The Sharks were the ones who had the breakaway game that put them as the form team in the competition, and the Roosters just followed suit. The Sharks initiated the statement games. Depends on how we play the Panthers next week. Win, maybe fraud alert off, but lose balance game. I'll take the fraud alert off for now, but people are very well aware of why they're there. because the game against the Titans doesn't necessarily prove an immense amount, but, you know, you can come off of it for now for sure. And they'll kick this ball away. And the Titans, they'll bring it out through Keanu Kenny to the 40 on first tackle. 20 minutes to go of the game here, folks. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Don't forget, right after this, we've got Panthers versus the Raiders, and then the final game is the Broncos versus the Knights tonight. Titans bring it to the 44. Yeah, it was a Sharkies team. It's made things get exciting coming into the business into the season. Well, this is what happens at this point. This is what happens. Really hope Dogs fall out of the 8. Aspects, they don't have the same amount of wins as teams in the 8 right now. They're actually still out of the 8. It's just the bye that's keeping them in. They've got to win out to guarantee it. Left-hand side, Curtis Moran, Zane Harrison, short ball. There's a knock-on from the Titans. It's pathetic, mate. It's not even worth my time. Like, honestly, sometimes watching the Titans isn't worth my time. Like, I'm consistent and I'll stream every game, but fuck me. Like, I tell you what, like, this is actually not worth people's time. This performance here from the Titans isn't worth people's time. Like, the knock-ons are just absolutely outrageous. The knock-ons are just outrageous, bro. They really are. They really are. So disappointing to watch them. So disappointing to watch them. Oh, boy. You're right. 9.5 minutes to go here. I just spilled a little bit of Coke Zero. Give me 1 second here, guys. I'm just going to go clean this up a little bit as I was doing. Just pouring it around. Hold on. 1 second. It's Warriors ball at the moment. And there we go. Put that there. There we go. Third tackle for the Warriors, and they're going to be at the 45 at the Titans side of the field, the 40 the Titans side of the field. Aspect says, sorry about the Titans, brother, especially this year. I know how you feel watching games that waste your time. Hopefully we both rise next year and play finals footy. It's just even harder to watch when you're actually, like, I'm sick. Like I am, you know, like, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Like, I'm so, like, I've just been so sick recently, and watching this is just so shocking to see. Yeah, Chris, I'm not dealing with you right now, man. You need to grow up too, bro. You know what I have to go through here. So they go to the left-hand side. Harris Tavita is going to be 5 meters out here from the line. That's going to be Titans ball here at the 5. I'll message you after, Chris. I'll message you after, because that's not cool, bro. So it's going to be Titans ball here at the 5. I tell us, the Titans would have to have such a frustrating team to follow, 100%. 1 week they look unstoppable. The next they're just unordinary. Now Titans with Tino Fasamalawi gets taken down here at the 10 on second tackle. Braden Jones says, brother, I'm sorry that we have some Sook fans. I didn't mind being on fraud. At least it was honest, and I'm sorry we couldn't handle it seriously. Come on, team. No, you're sweet, bro. Like, at the end of the day, this reaction now, the way I am now, is 1, because I'm sick, but also 2, because the Titans have been the Titans. Like, at the end of the day, comments are going to be comments. You're going to get cucks here who come in and get bash their chests, you know, like the Kingdom of the Jungle, you know, thinking they're the big dog because they're commenting from a fake account on a stream. You know, you're going to get that, bro. But I'm just disappointed in the Titans today, mate. You know, they've just been pathetic to watch. They really have been. Adam Brown says, do you think the Titans can win another game in the last 5 games? Yeah, for sure. You got 4 out of 5 home games. Of course they can. Of course they can. You know, the Knights are not... Oh, Ali Leotau's away here. Shan's right the middle. Good work there from Zane Harrison to cover back, but this should be a try here for the Warriors any moment now. Second tackle here for the Warriors, 10 metres away from the line. Leotawa over to Marty Martin, off to Channel Harris to Vida, off to Kurt Catewell. Kurt Catewell's going to get selfish there, and it's going to be 6 again here for the Warriors at the 3. And Warriors will be held up over the line here. This is actually really good. Titans done well to scramble here. They've done well to scramble. That's a good scramble. So it'll be Warriors ball at 10. Keep us on fraud until Panthers game is over if we beat them. Nah, I'll take you off for fraud. At the end of the day, it's a good win regardless. Dan says, the Titans team wasn't one of the past couple of weeks. Sorry it had to be the Titans. We're going to have form back. We don't deserve to be off fraud. No. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I just want to get rid of this sickness, bro. So they go to the right-hand side and off to Tanner Stowers-Smith. And Stowers-Smith is going to be at the 10 now on third tackle. They go to the right-hand side. Aaron Clark now. He'll get it off to Tamani Martin, and Tamani Martin's going to score a very easy try. 36-6 with a kick to come. It's just been a really, really disappointing effort from the Titans today. 16.5 minutes to go. Honestly, you should hit 50 here, Warriors. You really should. You really should, man. Nikhil says, I'm quite happy with that discipline. $16 minutes to go. Slip of the tongue says, I said in another potty the Wars mentally have the upcoming parent game on their mind with some lackluster performances in the Wars. Yep, 100% agree. 100% agree. Switching it off, Grego says, yeah, look, makes sense, bro. Makes sense. You know, like, I would love to be celebrating this with you Wars fans, like I do every single week. I celebrate Warriors getting tries and whatnot, but I can't do it today for obvious reasons. Caleb said, I think there was one case after 2016 we scored 50, but I always get the answer of the last time we scored 50 was 2016. But could have been one in 2018 or something. Maybe, I'm not too sure. Casey says, Wars are actually my second team because my old man barracks for the Wars, but Wars fans don't let this game fool you into thinking you're on the same level as the Panthers, Roosters or Sharks. I think that's harsh. Like, at the end of the day, the Warriors are still third position, and yeah, the Sharks have beaten them twice this year, and the Panthers have beaten them. Have they beaten a top 4 team yet? I still think the Warriors are a good team, bro. I think that's a bit harsh for the Wars, but this game doesn't prove it against a Titans team. Next week will be where it proves it. You know, they'll have a full-strength Panthers team in that one. Yeah, that's probably a little bit harsh, though. Like, they're in top 4 for a reason. They'll miss the kick. So now they're still going to score 3 tries to get to the 50. They should have got that kick. Shot of Rakia and espresso shot one after the other and go for a nap. I can't be having a nap, you man. I've still got the Panthers Raiders to go, and then also the Broncos versus Knights game. Tiger Hood with the $2 donation. Appreciate you, bro. So I've hit everything this game. Cheers, plays. Get around ya. Man, it's just got on, bro. Have a whiskey. Might feel better, or a tea and honey, bro. Yeah, look, I just can't wait to get rid of this sickness, mate. Once I get rid of this, I'll be sweet. But like, watching the Titans games, like, they make you sick anyway. And then when you've already got a sickness, it just makes you feel like you're dying. Like, it makes you feel like you're dying, mate. So they go to the right-hand side after a ton of Stowers Smith, and Stowers Smith now at the 30. Chris Mousent, 100 for 2 jewels. Get around you, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Third tackle now for the Warriors, and Aaron Clark now to the 35. Aspect says, Waz struggled against us. They aren't going to do anything in the finals. Yeah, we'll see. Right-hand side now, and they'll go to Ali Leotower, and Leotower is going to be fit tackle here at the 30. He's talking about the Dragons, by the way, Warriors fans. Sure, but also, you know, the Dragons were able to do something against the Wars, then they got slapped by the Titans, and the Warriors have gone and slapped the Titans here, you know what I mean? Penalty to the Titans. AJ Brimson's about to come back onto the field here. It's a penalty for the Titans. Trey says, almost finished up my first year of NRL learning here on the channel. Thanks, mate. Haven't found a favourite team, but I know I hate the Broncos. That's a good man right there. That's a good man right there. Dan Goldstein with the $5 donation says, had a bet on the Warriors plus 19. Could be jinxing it, but 10%. Nah, the plus 9. Titans aren't scoring 2 tries converted, bro. But 10%, appreciate you, bro. Get over the black lung soon, dude. Also, Waz deserve to be back on fraud for missing that kick. Thanks for the dono, bro. Jared says, hope you can beat that bug. Aim for some bitters and tea tree oil. Yeah, I just got to eat healthier and be a bit healthier, mate. When you travel as much as I do, it's so easy to not eat as healthy as you need to. And they'll go to the left-hand side. Mikey Fodawaker now. He'll bring this ball out to the 45. And they give it off to Zane Harrison. Keanu Kenny gets away from the tackle, and he'll be taken down here at the 30 on 4 tackle. Humbucker says Titans are trash. Yeah, look, Titans aren't great this year, man, but guess what? We'll always have 66-6 over here. So they'll go to the left-hand side, and Chris Randall and Mikey Fodawaker, he's through the line here, and that's going to be actually a good catch there from Charles Neal-Clockstad. That's really nice. That's really nice there, and they'll be taken down here at the 30 on first tackle. Joe says, won the multi, good game, Warriors. So that's a try gone back into the Titans. I thought Zane Harrison might have scored his first try. Second tackle here at the 45. Casey with the GG's, 20 jewels. Get around here, brother. Does that, like, when you're watching on phone, guys, does that come up completely on your phone in the chat? Like, when people, like, obviously Chris, I know what Chris is doing, but when Casey sends those duels and whatnot and the GGs, does that, like, come up as a big, like, thing in the chat on your phone? Because on the computer, it just, like, comes up in the top left-hand corner as a small thing. So it comes up as, like, a big thing on the middle of your phone. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. 4 tackle here at the 30. And they'll be at the 20. And now fit tackle. Fit tackle at the 10. Get around here for the Star Sundo. Kick the ball over the top, and that's going to be ending up. Oh, what are you doing, AJ? What are you doing, AJ? 11.5 minutes to go. 11.5 minutes to go. $36-6. Not looking good for the old tits today, son. The old saggy tits today. Jazz, just to the lower right-hand side of the screen on my phone. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Hold on. I'm just going to quickly go and check something here. I'm just going to go and look at... don't worry. 10 minutes to go here to game, folks. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. To Muddy Martin, to Channel Harris Tavita. He's going to go to the right. Can't was. Honestly, you should be hitting 50 here today. You should be. Second tackle there, 5 metres away. It's going to be Sam Healy. Good tackle there by Keanu and Chris Randall. Oh, just play the ball, Aaron, bro. Oh, wait. Oh, come on. Play the ball. Just play the ball, man. Play the ball, man. Just play the ball. Sometimes, to be fair, if the Dogs slapped us, if they played like that against the Titans, we're a big chance. Hyper ones as aspects. The Dragons are even more ass than the Titans, pussy. Fit tackle now 5 metres away from the line. And I go to the left-hand side off to Tamati Martin, and he's going to score an easy try here. It's 40 points to 6 with the kid to come. High ones, let's get a better team. Clarkey, Titans suck. Yeah, you do realise that I'm not Clarkey, right? And also, secondly, man, you've also never won anything as well. Like, again, some Warriors fans make your club incredibly difficult to, like, back in. Like, again, week in, week out, I support your club and enjoy watching your games. But people like you are the reason why people just don't are always so happy to see the lack of success that the Warriors have had through, what is it now, 31 years now? Hyper one, since you've never won a single trophy at all. So Titans haven't won one either, but you've won nothing ever. At the end of the day, I like the Warriors, but it's very easy to shit on your club too here, man. Like, when the Titans came fourth last, we beat you 66 points to 6. In the 2020s, you've beaten us like 4 times across the last 7 years. And also, I'm not even Clarkey. So... you're having a real shambles, but congratulations on the win here, man. Beat your chest like the big old zoo animal that you are. You're a big mad dog, bro, commenting from an account here on YouTube, slapping down people here for being a Dragons fan, a Titans fan, when your club actually hasn't been that successful yourself. So well done on beating a team here who has also been extremely unsuccessful and is far below you on the ladder. But just remember that your biggest loss in your history came at the hands of our club. The only finals win the Titans have actually had came at the hands of your club, and also, mind you, you've won just as many trophies as the Titans have throughout your history. So well done on you winning this game here today, but also you've won jack shit just like the rest of us, man. So thank you for coming in here and talking about a 40 points to 6 game here with the Warriors. Honestly, get a little bit of a circle jerk going for you. And for all the other Warriors fans here, I love you. I don't want to slap them down because of you, because you're actually good people. But this fuckhead needs to realise that this club's done absolutely jack shit throughout their history themselves. So much love to all the other Warriors fans, but for you, Mr. Cucky over there, your club's been just as unsuccessful as basically any other team that hasn't won a premiership. And yet you've been in the competition since 1995, which, fun fact for you, I bet you that you're younger than that, which means that in your entire lifetime, you've seen jack shit. And before your time, they also won jack shit. So all the other Warriors fans, I'm so sorry that you have to deal with an idiot like this one, but it really is great to know, Hyper One, that your club in your lifetime has been as unsuccessful as anybody else in the competition, and I know that grinds at you because we know how shit we are. We know we're shit on the Gold Coast, but through 30 years as a one whole country club, you have had a whole country as a club with no other competition, and you've done Hyper One. Guess what? Look at this one. Fuck all. Yeah, no, wow. Let's look at this one again here, Hyper One. Fuck all. Amazing stuff, bro. Amazing. Let's go. Well, hold on 1 second. Hyper One. Let's do it again. Warriors have won. Do it with me now. Stay with me now. Come on. Let's do it. It's like a Blues Clues here. Fuck all. And the Warriors will knock this ball on here at the 35. Say it with me, Hyper One. Say it with me, champion. Say it with me. Don't talk as if you're a Panthers fan or a Roosters fan or a Melbourne Storm fan. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can talk like you're going better than the club this year, but I just remind you, fuck all. And again, I love Warriors. So to all the other Warriors fans, I'm so sorry that we have to do that to you. So sorry. But there are some people who need to get that response. Wait, we have won a minor premiership. Yeah, but the only minor premiership you've won, Dem 11, actually came because the Bulldogs were cheating the salary cap. So the Bulldogs actually won the minor premiership that year because they were cheating the salary cap. The Warriors were gifted it. With all due respect. Again, I don't want to keep going on with this. I don't want to keep slapping into the Warriors. I just need to remind Hyper One that he supports a club that's just as unsuccessful as the club that he's insulting. Or the other club. Actually, mind you, when he says that the Dragons are even more ass than the Titans, mind you, Hyper One, the Dragons have at least won a premiership in your lifetime, mind you, unless you're younger than 16 years old, because the Dragons actually won a premiership in 2010. So you're telling me that a merger club, Jaden Campbell left-hand side here, Titans out of the left-hand side, Philip Sami, he's going to be at the 35. A merger club that existed post the Warriors coming to the competition. One, by the way. Post. Hyper One. A little chunky says, hey, he's got flogged today, but remember you flogged the Wires. He said, this is understandable. I'm not responding to this. this I called 13 plus Warriors. Again, I hate doing this to the Warriors fans because you guys know I have a soft spot for you. Margella says, I'm a Raiders fan. It's been 32 years for us. Exactly right. So, yeah, you're not... But at the very least, your club has still won premierships. It's not been a premiership in the NRL. But then again, it is still a domestic competition because the Broncos did exist when you last won a premiership, whilst the Eels, they haven't won a premiership on a domestic level. They've just won New South Wales when it was New South Wales. Shit talkers in most clubs, bro. So the tongue happens with everyone, bro. Happens with everyone. I guess I hate the most in Warriors games because of how much I do back them in week out. So it's going to be Tino now. I guess it's brought to 25. 5.5 minutes to go here to game. Well, it looks like we might not be getting up 50 bomb. Oliver Pascoe gets the ball off to Keanu Kenny. Keanu Kenny's going to step onto the inside and he'll get the offload away and he'll just throw an intercept as well. Warriors ball. Man, we were sat 95. Warriors have had some great teams, Chandler. Great teams. Unless you're talking about Raiders, but Warriors have had some great teams. Zane Harrison is going off the field injured. God bless him. Don't have to explain to idiot people. We got you, brother. Just the tiredness coming out. True Wars fans, respect the stream and your hard work. No. Again, I've got a great relationship with Warriors fans, and Warriors fans are all real good with me. But like I said, one of my best experiences ever was actually going to the Anzac Day Titans-Warriors game in Auckland about 3 years ago where we won 27-24, which was a great time, and I loved it, and the Warriors fans treated me awesome there, and it was so much fun to be my first time in New Zealand, and I can't wait to get back to New Zealand. But yeah, sometimes there's morons on Warriors streams that can't accept the fact that they're not a Panthers and they're not a Melbourne Storm and they're not a Sydney Roosters or the historical books. But we'd all love to see them win, but not for people like that. Pain the Butt says, Wise fans, we appreciate you. Get around Pain the Butt. Kiwi London says, Warriors also struggle as people don't want to live in Auckland. Don't blame them, to be fair. I'm not going to get involved in that conversation. Oh, boy. Our bandwagon fans are the worst at shit talking. Andrew, the thing is that I always say this. The Warriors fans in New Zealand are awesome. The Warriors fans in Australia, now they're the ones that aren't exactly fun to deal with. But the Warriors fans in New Zealand are amazing. I've never had a single problem with Warriors fans in New Zealand, but it's just the Warriors fans in Australia. I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know what it is. Jasmine says, take the win, Warriors. Not to be nasty about it, though. It happens, Jasmine. It happens. Don't worry. I can I can handle the old hyper ones, the hyper ones of the world over here. Fed tackle here for the Warriors at 30. I'll actually be, that's going to be Titans ball at 30. I'll actually probably be backing in the old damn well Wires against the Panthers next week. I think Panthers might win, but like at the end of the day, I'd rather see the Wires win that game next week. I live in Auckland. It's 4 degrees. I don't want to live here till November. Dude, I haven't experienced winter in 2 years because I've been traveling. I'm always traveling at the point where it's summer. So I'm in Kazakhstan right now. It's summer. It's not winter until later, but I'll be in Fiji for Christmas when it's summer. Last year, I was in India in the middle of the year, so it was summer. And I was in Thailand and Vietnam. It was summer. I haven't experienced winter in 2 years. I prefer winter to summer. Jayden Campbell, left-hand side, both firmer over the top here. Great play. Aiden Brimson gets it out to the left-hand side, and Phil Sami is not going to score. Good work there from the Wires. Good work. Good work from the Wires. That's why I left for Asia 20 years ago. But yeah, but I prefer winter, bro. I'm a big winter. I love wearing a jumper. I love wearing a jacket. That's why I love Chicago so much, man, because you're always, unless it's like summer is beautiful in Chicago, but winter, you definitely need like 3 jackets. Jasmine MA, we moved out of Auckland 20 years ago, couldn't afford to buy a house. We moved to Hamilton and paid off our house last October. Good stuff. Well, congratulations on paying off your house. That's awesome. That's awesome. I've only been to Auckland. I'd love to go to, all over New Zealand. I might think about doing a bit of a trip next year. WHMB says, Kia ora, brother, I'm just checking in. Can you please put fraud alert next to our name? I'm still convinced we're the same old Warriors. See what I mean, Warriors fans? You see what I mean? I get blamed for having the Warriors rightfully so on fraud alert, and then we have the Warriors fans asking me to put them back on fraud alert, despite them being 42-6 winners over the Titans. I can't win. I can't win here. Full tackle here with the Warriors. Aaron Clark out to the right-hand side of Harris DeVita. Harris DeVita short ball. Now they'll beat the 40 on 4. Get the offload away. And knock on. I'm glad we're not going to get a 50. Like, I with all due respect, WHMB, I know what you're talking about, and I agree with it. It's just that I can't win here. Because if I do that, I'll be called a Warriors hater when I'm not. It's just that we're all seeing the same games. But if I don't do it, we have Warriors fans going, well, I can still see the same old Warriors here. And it's like, I get what you mean, but you can't win. You just can't win. I want them back on fraud too. And this is what I'm saying. I can't win, lads. 2 minutes to go here in the game. I think it's also despite the wankers talking trash. No, I'm telling you, WHMB and Dan are pretty consistent with their thoughts for their Warriors. So first tackle here at the 30, Chris Randall gives up to Curtis Moran, and Moran now is going to get this ball to the 23 on second tackle. Laker for Life says, what if the Warriors won as a Panthers fan? Warriors always choke. We spoke about this before. That's why it's so easy. It's a penalty to the Titans at 15. It's so easy to respond to. If there are Warriors fans who want to get into like a banter battle, it's very easy to respond to them. It's just the current, overall they've finished higher most years, but not for any real success. First tackle at the 5. Sure they're Warriors fans? Yeah, no they are. No they are. Chris Randall, Mikey Fodawaker. Jayden Campbell kicks his ball through, and that's going to be Charles Neal-Klokstad taken down at the 3. With a minute to go here. The Titans just not been good enough today, son. Just not been good enough today, Sonny Jimbo. Sonny Jimbo, Sonny Jimbo. Not been good enough today, son. Third tackle. Papua New Guinea are going to make top 8, but I don't think they're winning the grand final. I don't even know if they'll win get into the top 8. It'll be close, so Keanu Kinney coming across. Channel Harris DeVita. Harris DeVita back onto the inside here for Wade Egan. Wade Egan's going to keep on moving here, and he'll just get taken down to the 30 on 4 tackle. 30 seconds to go. Chandler says, the only way we get a fraud watch is beating the Panthers and follow the next game. Guys, do you want me to put them back on fraud alert? If the Warriors fans really want me to put you back on... I think I took you off, didn't you? Didn't I? If you want me to put you back on fraud alert, I'll do it for you. I will do it for you. It's a knock on here from Jacob Laban. I'll check it. If you really want me to, I'll do it for you. I'll do it. I will do it for you if you want. I'll cop the criticism. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, they're all asking for it. Warriors fans, Warriors fans, they don't want me to take you. Look, this is on you, Warriors fans. This is on you. You're the ones doing this. You're the ones doing this, Warriors fans. You don't blame me for you being on fraud alert. Do not. When people come into this chat over the Broncos versus Knights stream after this, well, we got the Raiders Panthers first. When people come in this chat, I'm blaming the chat. I am not taking any part of putting Warriors as fraud alert. I'm not doing it. I'm not. If you beat the Panthers next week, and then I will be doing it myself. But I'm blaming every single one of you. Should be wanker alert, as it says. Okay, well, that's a Broncos fan for you guys, and that's nothing to do with me. Nichols, I want the Titans on fraud alert. Nah, we can't be doing that. So they go to the left-hand side, and Philip Sami's now going to get the ball to the 15. You're off your Rocky. No, I am, Jono. No, I am. Keanu Kenny, he's going to step away, gets the off-foot away to Tino, Big T. That's a knock-on again. Oh, no. Like, that's the perfect way to end the game. That's the perfect way to end the game. It's the perfect way to end the game there with a knock-on from the Titans. My goodness me, what an absolute shit show that game was from a Titans standpoint. They've gone into the awful category with that knock-on too. Guys, that's the end of the game. The Titans are going to win that one. The Titans are definitely not going to win that one. They're going to win the loser award, that's for sure. But the Warriors are going to win 42-6. Well, at least we didn't go out and 50 bomb, which we really should have. Should have been at some point. We really should have been doing that. But ultimately, the Warriors will get a good win and send a bit of a statement. But I probably would have liked a little bit more if they wanted a real solid statement after the Sharks and the Roosters wins to go bang. But don't forget, guys, this is the first game of the day. So we've still got the Panthers versus the Raiders right after this one from Mudgee, which is a great game, big game. Well, the Raiders are still chasing down the Penguins and the Bulldogs there in 9th and 8th. And then we've also got the Broncos and the Knights later on, as the Knights are trying to stay in the top 8 because they're in a bit of a loosey-goosey situation. But guys, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. I appreciate you for tuning in. As per usual, as you guys know, we are live for every single game. So we'll definitely be here. Warriors, Panthers next week. That's going to be a huge old game, son. But I'll see you in 25 minutes' time for the next one. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. I'm blaming you guys for this. See ya. Gee whiz.